felt like I had to burp. Hello.
Good start.
Welcome to Zaxria. We are back for another night of Knots Around Table. Thank you for tuning in. If you are watching, make sure you follow so you get put in the giveaway once we reach 100 followers. We are pretty close, probably only like 20 or so away, but if you win the giveaway, you get the most recent D&D adventure book, whatever it may be. Also, if you're subscribing at that point, we give you a little gift card for a free mini from Hero Forge. So make sure you do that. Also, check out our YouTube. There are VODs and podcasts and all sorts of shit on there for you to view. So, we'll jump right into this. Last we left off, after returning to Venore, after your little battle there with the demon horde that was attacking from Phlegathos, attacking Venore there, pretty much burning the whole northern portion of the forest to ash, essentially. All of the trees are pretty much petrified. There was just like a smoke, like a smog in the air, like this dark black cloud that just didn't seem like it was going away. You could tell that it's definitely going to take a lot of rebuilding and effort, and that rebuilding is going to probably even have to happen sometime after this culling occurs, just because of how everything is occurring right now. Once you return to Venore, after you defeated or pushed back rather, the demon horde there and defeated Zaxria, you quickly found Dean Archimedes, who had informed you that after the attack on Venore occurred, he kind of fears that it's going to start to happen in more places, and has sent you to the keep in order to have Fandel send word to the other kingdoms that you will be holding some sort of a summit at the keep to get everybody essentially on the same page and formulate some sort of a plan more. As of right now, your efforts have kind of been somewhat together. The only real link holding all the other kingdoms together is you guys. You've pretty much just been making plans, and people have been sending resources here and there to help out, just based upon what you guys have been essentially requesting and doing to a degree. He also informed you that you will need to go in person to Ezeron in order to inform them, as they will not really be so compliant with some sort of a written request, and kind of more of a aggressive standpoint that you should be taking with them, just due to their previous stubbornness in the past. Eventually, through some means of teleportation, you arrived in a very rainy and dark Ezeron. Nobody walking the streets, not even a light on. And eventually, after Zar had led you to the Dragon Palace, you spoke with a member of the Dragon Council. Grand Magus Zor is who you spoke with. A blue dragonborn, little condescending, seemed arrogant even in his current state, and he wasn't like tore up or harmed in any way. It was just the fact that this pretty much illustrious city that he's living in and trying to run is pretty much barren and empty, but he was still acting a little pompous and above you guys. He had informed you that recently people have been becoming somewhat maddened, a little bit crazed if you would, and losing their minds, and then shortly after that they would disappear. You were told of Mizak the Ancient, a dragon turtle who carries the great city of Ezeron upon his back. You were given a direction to follow in order to reach Mizak's head, in order to try and discern what it is that is going on with him, as Grand Magus Zor believed that the current rain and thunder and everything occurring on Ezeron is due to something happening with him. You also, while you were in there, Secretary Secretary Zolta, a black dragonborn female who you could see a lot more of the signs of what Grand Magus Zor was talking about. He stated that he was, through some sort of arcane magic, protecting his mind in order to be shielded from whatever is attempting to cause people to kind of go crazy. But he was unable to do it to really anybody other than himself. Seeing how Zolta was, though, you could see that there was still a little bit of her own sanity there, but there was also something that was just heavily encroaching in her mind. And you heard her say a couple times something about a master, and then Grand Magus Zor also had several times spoken of such master and saying that some of the people that were kind of going mad started saying something or asking something in regards to this master in some sort of way, shape, or form. Currently, you have now left the palace and returned to the falling rain and low rumbles of thunder in the distance. An unnatural thunder that Czar feels a slight connection to, but he knows it's not the same and has informed you guys of such. An eerie silence is masked beneath the rain and footfalls on the cobblestone ground. You feel a slight chill in the air, and the cold rain causes you to bundle up and shelter yourself with whatever you can from the rain. All you know is that you must travel in essentially the opposite of direction of the palace once you reach the other side of it. So once you've crested out of the gate and started to kind of make this big loop around, you go through this courtyard that surrounds the palace essentially with these large topiaries and hedges and shrubs, flowers that right now still seem to be pretty alive. Nothing really seems dying or dead. Everything seems almost untouched, like it's just in this weird form of stasis and there's nothing living here. It's like a city that is alive with no life in it, if that makes sense. You can see that the ground is fine, the trees, whatever sort of vegetation seems to still be very well alive and doesn't seem to have any sort of magical effect upon it in any way. Nothing is really, especially for, I'd say, like Connor and Moldrak and even Zarvarax, like looking around at everything, nothing is really unsettling other than the fact that nobody's around. It just seems like it's a little bit of storm, like a storm, and the town's empty, but it's very eerie and unsettling. Let me see where we're at here. The way that essentially Ezran is laid out, you are pretty much doing in reverse what you did when you first arrived. So you'll essentially be passing through the noble district first. Anything anybody wants to do along the span of the walk? As you know, it is going to take you some time to do so because it took you close to probably 4 or 5 hours just to reach the palace once you arrived here.
Did everybody see the shadowy creature things?
Czar was the only one who saw.
Okay.
Damn sound pad disappeared. Czar was the only one who saw that one that he charged at.
Okay.
For the most part, though, you were able to see with the see invisibility, I believe it was, the silhouette of whatever he went after, and then it kind of disappeared on you.
Okay, I'm going to keep my eye out for those as we walk, but also keep my eye out for people who may not have been taken yet, or, if there's anybody around.
Okay.
Sorry, your children laugh, bro. If they're tripping, I'm just saying. That was a pretty terrible children. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Still here.
You can make a perception check for me.
20?
You see nothing. It's pitch black.
Okay. Anything anybody else doing? We're just making our way through here. Yeah. Okay. Like I said, essentially, you have a very vague understanding of how Ezran is laid out with all of these rings. You have now left essentially that central ring of where the palace and this military district and the academy are, but all of those buildings really are not pertinent to what it is you're doing, and there's kind of a sense of urgency, but at the same time, not really, because you don't fully understand exactly what's even going on to have some sort of sense of urgency. You just know that whatever it is needs your attention. You enter into what you can see is the Noble District here. The buildings are made very well, and most of them more than a story high. They are not run down or destroyed, just abandoned. They're pretty eccentric as well in their make. Most of them are made of a kind of like silver metallic material, as well as some wood here and there, but most of it is primarily like metal and stone. Wood would probably be like maybe like a porch that's on there or some sort of an awning that's built off of it. A lot of the windows are kind of this circular, they seem to have good like wood trim around them, but like I said, other than that, most everything that seems to be used here is of a metallic nature or stone. The walk inside the Noble District takes you probably a good hour, maybe hour and a half to fully walk through it. It's not really a big ring. It is uneventful as you're making your way through, and you eventually reach a gated bridge that will lead into the Market District. The bridge itself probably goes a good 30 or 40 feet across some sort of a small, it's not really like a moat. Like there is some water that's in it that's like slightly like kind of running through. Maybe like a little river. It's not super deep, but there is a little bit of a drop and like a chasm beneath you. Nothing too deep or long of a fall. It's probably like a good 20 feet down to the very bottom of it, and then there's some water there, but you don't know how deep the water is. The gate in front of you though is appearing to be locked and closed. By however means you want to get through that.
Where's the gate? It's in front of us.
Yeah, so you essentially like left the
can't
Noble
get through a
District
gate?
where the gate there was kind of opened. You're on the bridge, and then in front of you there's another gate.
There's only one way through.
Okay.
Meteor. Get the gate gone.
Can I just try to shove the gate open?
Mm-hmm. Make a strength check.
Okay. 16.
Why you have like 30 strength?
You shove on it pretty good.
Hey, it's not an athletics check. It's just a strength check.
Shoving on it pretty good.
Sorry,
I'm just trying to force it open as best you can. It does not seem to budge too easily. Definitely seems like it can be forced open, but the 16 just doesn't seem like enough.
It's got to be a pull, not a push.
Oh shit.
Can Zorrax help me with it?
Mm-hmm. You roll with advantage. We'll just do it like that.
Worse.
Worse.
14.
14, yeah. Something about it just
Unless
does
I can
not...
use athletics.
No, it's more just like
Did
pure
you
strength.
get a natural
trying to
one?
No.
Damn.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it wants to budge. You're definitely pushing it, and it seems like it's supposed to be pushed, not pulled.
I think we should turn around, guys. That's it.
I like try to find a lever or something to open it.
Just appears to have like a big ass skeleton lock in the middle, like a big ass deadbolt or something that goes across.
It's like an actual lock that can be picked.
Mm-hmm.
I failed the knock test back in school, or else I could get us through this, no problem.
That's what it depended on.
Can you lockpick shit without lockpicking tools?
Well, you know what? If you want to try to pick it, you can, but I also have an idea.
Okay.
That's what I was going to do.
have an
Since
idea.
the lock's already wet with rain, I'm going to hold my hand out and freeze it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to...
You do that with like controlled water or something,
I'm going
right?
to change the temperature.
Yeah. Easy enough after doing that. Kind of starts to freeze. You can see some of it like trickling down, and then just starts to kind of collect and then form and kind of adhere into it. And then you can hear it kind of creak a little bit. As you go to shove it, the ice breaks just a touch. Then you just force more water onto it and freeze it more, and then slam the hammer into it, causing it to kind of break and shatter. Some of the metal is like a little bent and gnarled, but it slides right open.
I don't know why I didn't think of that before.
I didn't want to destroy it right away, just in case.
Yeah, I guess. I feel like shoving it open probably would have mangled it to some degree.
I guess that is fair.
Okay.
Onward.
There's another gate.
Once you get through this gate,
With 2 locks.
and are now kind of cresting downward. There's like a slight grade to Azeron. Like the palace itself is at this like almost hill, like apex of a hill. Not very mountainous though. It's just like this big, you'd imagine equivalent to how the shell of a turtle would be. So you're pretty much at the top of that shell, being on the back. And then just kind of like the runoff of it. So you're slowly like going lower and lower the more you get out. It's not like a very steep grade, but it's gradual enough to where like, you know, when you look back towards the like palace or that inner ring, as long as the wall's not blocking your view, you can see the kind of incline. But at this point, you're actually going the opposite way towards the head of Mizak. Once you like reach inside of the market district, most of the shops that you first reach are like these higher end type of shops. Jewelry stores, a tailor. There's a small like banking facility. Just kind of says like banks, loans, and things of that nature.
How's the door on the bank closed?
Put the hoods on.
There's
We gotta
Gun.
make money somehow. Let's hear those guys.
Wouldn't be the first time, you know? Not many a bank.
you can see that there's like an actual restaurant.
It's really skipped
They
over
got
the
money
bank
too.
door there. I'm
The
just...
restaurant got money too.
Now they're abandoned.
And what appears to be a kind of like a scroll shop as well as a bookshop.
Scroll bookshop combo.
The closer you get to
We're on this whole
They probably
the
got money,
outer
too.
ring, like the most outer ring of Azeron, the more the shops become more general and more of an everyday kind of shop as opposed to more luxury and leisure type stores. You continue to keep cresting through the market district. There are a lot of turns and weaves and these very, very strange, just like dead ends where there's still like grass and stuff beyond the road, but the road itself is just kind of like ceased. And you can see inside of those little like just grass areas, there's like a random bench or maybe like a huge shrub or like topiary that has some sort of draconic aesthetic to it, if that makes sense. I need everybody to make a wisdom save.
Time to get mine fucked. No, I'm really good at not getting mine fucked, so... I don't even think it's worth using a luck for it.
It might be.
Because I don't think I can get much higher than a luck.
We do have, well, I don't know how dire it is, but we do have hero
Got a
points.
5 unless demon invade saves it.
Turn the damn children off. Hey, let's make it better. Keep doing that.
Somebody roll for children
I
and Zard.
did. I
Okay.
well, sorry, right.
I'll start with Ezreal.
5.
5. Okay. Starting right off
Give
with the
my-
first guy. Zarbrax.
11.
11.
I got a 12.
Okay. Moldrak.
30.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Damn.
Can I take like 5 from him?
Yeah, we
can
can take 5 from me. Yeah, you got higher than me.
This overall check, right? We totaled the number up.
Plus 12.
Oh, I thought that was.
19.
I thought that was
There's
you.
no way I can roll that high.
I was like, what?
Unless I'm rolling all my hero dice.
Yeah.
I have a plus 2.
Oh, okay, cool.
Those over here like doing math and shit. Like, I don't even understand how he got close to it.
Join the club.
Damn.
They're all cheating.
Oh, this one's cocked. Fucking orb.
You start to look around. You guys are just kind of like leisurely strolling through here. Moldrak, you are keeping your eye out for pretty much whatever you possibly could. Ezreal, you begin to kind of like look up at the buildings best you can. You can see inside of one. As you look up, you look into the window, and it looks like kind of like a woman is standing there. And as you see the woman standing there and you're looking up at her,
Sick.
kind of looks like your mom. You look for a second, and then as you look, you kind of go to look to see if anybody else is looking, and then as you look back up, nothing's there.
She's probably walked away from the window.
Yeah, I have to go do something. I'm a busy person.
Do I just see it, or do I like feel like I?
You're
Believe
like
it.
questioning it. You think
It's
you
not-
you think you just saw somebody, but the fact that it looked like your mom is where you're like, okay, maybe.
I'm not gonna say anything. Just gonna
Okay.
push forward.
All right, you guys keep pushing through the like kind of edge of the market district. You pass this larger kind of tavern. The tavern being the building that you kind of look up at and see the woman appearing to be your mother inside of the window, and then kind of look past. And then you notice the rest of the group's probably like a good 40 or so paces in front of you. And then you start to pick up your pace a little bit as you're starting to see them fade away into the rain. So you guys all group up together once more. You notice for a second, what was your perception check earlier? Did I even
You
ask?
got
You?
it.
The perception.
You got like a 20, I think
It
it
was
was.
like 20 something.
I think I rolled a 10 and I lost it.
Okay, so maybe it was just 20. All right. With that, like just actively like kind of looking around, you look back and you notice that Ezreal kind of slows down for a second, but he doesn't seem like bothered or anything crazy. He just seems like he was looking at something very quickly and then has caught up. You guys are realizing that you can't really get too far apart just because of the same visibility that issue that you were having before with the rain and this almost wall that is in front of you. That the more you're walking, you can kind of see what's in front of you, but the distance at which you can see does not seem to improve much. A good 50 feet at best, maybe 80 sometimes when there's like a good bit of roof above you that seems to be blocking some of the rain that's falling down. You leave the excuse me. You leave the market district. This is probably after a good, I'd say, 2.5 hours total, maybe 3 hours total from when you left the palace. So you're kind of pushing like a good 7, probably 7 or 8 hours that you've been in Ezeron essentially, and most of it has just been walking, and a lot of it has been walking and kind of like looking around, trying to see or maybe find something that you're missing, and it's just very barren, and it causes it to be a little unsettling, and also you can kind of feel your mind some of you feel it just slightly kind of unraveling, almost like this boredom is taking over and you're starting to imagine and make things seem like they're there that are not actually there. The market district itself, once you have left it and back into this very outer ring of just kind of cramped and pretty spacious, though, the buildings themselves and the inside, like the residents, like the small dwellings that are here, I'd say they're pretty equivalent to like how a ranch-style home would be designed. It's just kind of like one floor with a peaked roof, and you can see some of the interior of it is very minimalistic. Nothing really seems too eccentric. There isn't a whole lot around that really captures your attention in any sort of a way, like fine jewels or anything that seems super expensive. Like they have very well-made buildings, but they don't appear to live a very lavish life, if that makes sense.
That's where I was very paranoid, starting to get paranoid, so he's just like, you can hear the demon's made switching between forms constantly. He's like checking the ammo in all of them. He just checked it 2 minutes ago.
I'm also checking his ammo to make sure.
Like, wait, I think you're missing one. It's like, what?
See?
I've got one.
The rain doesn't let up at all. The thunder continues to persist pretty heavily. You can feel just how soaked you are. It's uncomfortable. A little bit of wind when you find yourself in a large clearing causes you to get a little bit of a chill. You can feel it kind of roll down your spine. Your hands kind of start to get a little bit cold and you find yourself tucking them into your pockets or underneath your arms. You can feel your boots or whatever footwear you have on, or just your feet, heavily covered in water. There are kind of puddles that seem to be forming a little bit, but you can see that there's, like I said, this natural grade to where stuff's just kind of slightly running off the edge. Once you start to walk, the city itself in this residential district, once you have left, like the, you kind of notice when Czar turns around and starts like doing one of these numbers where he's like looking around a little bit. Somebody make a survival check with Czar for me.
Oh shit. Survival?
Mm-hmm.
26.
Cool.
That dude be surviving this shit.
You begin to watch Czar make pretty good sense of his surroundings very quickly. Even though the streets themselves, it's not like there's one straight path that leads to the very, front or head of where Mizak is. You can see that he is definitely taking his time, looking around. He doesn't really have a sky to use for directions or really even landmarks for that point, but he seems to be keeping his bearings pretty good and traveling pretty efficiently through the residential district here.
Start opening the bag of chips too at the same time.
Well, Drake, with your perception check, as you are walking about, you almost feel like something's there, but you know that it's hidden very well. Like you can almost feel something watching you or around you, but you can't see it or find it at all.
That's great.
Does anybody else feel like we're being watched?
All the time.
Deep.
What?
Deep.
Was it?
A little bit.
Have you? I don't remember. Have you tried your grim mind thingy since we've been here? And we didn't get really any info out of that.
No.
Okay.
All I see is just people living their lives.
Maybe if you try it again at the Turtle's Head, something will be different.
Did he tell us how
Maybe I'll
long
try
it
it.
was going to take us to get to the Turtle's Head?
I don't know. I feel like
I feel
we've
like
been
we've
walking
been
for a
walking forever.
while. So, Rex, how much longer?
Hours?
What the fuck? How is this turtle so big? When I flew up, Billy, did I see like ripples in the water, like this was still moving?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
He's on a stoplight.
Thank you, Lander.
Guess we keep walking.
Can you do your? Did you already try your divine sense thing?
I don't know how many times I can use it.
I feel like I'm being watched like right now. Hairs on the back of my neck standing up. It's not fun. I think you get a number of times per day you can use it.
Yeah, one more.
You don't
I'll
have
use it now. Kept it open to see how the range is.
I think it's 60 feet.
Yep.
Tell you direction,
Location
like
and type.
location and type.
Yeah.
Family members.
Yeah. Blood
They're
type
born.
too.
Any
Medical
allergies?
history.
last four of his social.
The 3 wacky numbers on the back of his credit card.
Yeah. Those wacky 3 digits and the expiration month and year.
Anything consecrated or desecrated?
Okay.
Elementary school.
His first dog.
As you are walking through here, you guys kind of pause for a moment, or just kind of slow up your pace.
I tell him to like slowly keep walking.
And you use Divine Sense.
Mm-hmm.
Does it tell you how many, or just like?
Oh my god.
I think it. Well, I think you get like
Am I gonna ask a question like
a
that?
feeling from each
It's a weird question to ask. I'm gonna say
source.
it. Well, he would sense every
You know the
single one,
location
right?
of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
It's probably-
Okay.
It doesn't say any at all. Can we just tell us one?
Immediately, behind you, probably like a good 40 or 50 feet beyond,
I can
like
say
just
40, 50 of them.
just beyond. That's a lot of feet. Just beyond where you can
Very
see
good, you can go
the.
home.
Yeah, you're good.
Just like on the edge of that range where you can see, maybe even like 55 or so feet, in the darkness, in the shadows, I'd say that there's 3 that you can detect pretty much immediately behind you. You don't like snap your head around and start to look, but you can feel almost like there's some sort of force in the back of your mind that's like pulling your blade almost towards them.
Did you tell us what they were?
He hasn't said anything yet.
No, I mean, did you tell him?
They're fiends.
Okay.
Feel 3 fiends behind us.
Maybe we just keep walking. Do you think we should fight them?
None of these fiends have shown them to us yet. They're just stalking us. They've been stalking us since we've got here.
I'm gonna try to hit one of
I don't know if we should provoke them now.
them. Okay. We can keep walking. I mean, they haven't attacked us, but they might be.
Well, if they're like grouping up.
Maybe they follow like people around and they make their heads go all weird.
Yeah, I don't know what they are.
Okay. Well, we can hold off for now.
I mean, I know of those fiends that attack people's minds, but just stay resolute. Strong mind.
Really good at that. So it's not scared of losing my mind. Or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Does it sound like it's coming from behind us?
Kind of echoes, seems sourceless.
Just know whatever you see isn't real.
Okay. Unless it's just like 3 demons or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just like popcorned up, making fun of us.
What? Look at these idiots. You want some bloody pop?
Oh, this guy senses us. Imagine.
Fast as fuck.
How long does the Divine Sense last?
It's just like instant.
Oh, it's just an instant thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I will tell you, like, as you are walking and you kind of instantly use it,
I mean, I guess it would last like a few seconds. but-
right. As you're kind of like still walking, you detect like 3, and then it kind of like quickly turns to 1, and then like into like 3 again, then to disappear 2, and then like 3, and then you sense kind of like 1, and it seems like they're just like slowly like moving in and out and around, and you can kind of feel them moving around to the sides and then like the back. You don't sense anything directly in front of you, but you can feel kind of the sides and behind you, like sensing that they're in that direction. It's very obvious that you are being followed and stalked by them.
Just a bunch of people walking behind us.
Perfect. In a place with no people, there's a bunch of people walking behind us.
The
Genius.
ground that you are walking upon, you begin to get to the edge of this residential district, this very outer ring of the city, and begin to crest towards what you can kind of discern is some sort of a small forest or just wooded area. It doesn't seem very dense. Trees are pretty sparse. You can see through some breaks in it. Zarvrak's looking at it. I think just beyond that should be his head.
How does this like work?
I don't know.
They got like a platform. We like go down. Like hey,
Do you know if we need to go under the water?
I don't know.
Okay.
you know, like hear stories as like a kid. Well,
I did.
how they talk to him. Never.
Nobody ever said it. He was always supposed to be not real. Like a legend. Just like a story you tell kids.
Okay, can we take a few minutes here? I'm gonna cast water walking and water breathing on everyone. A ritual cast, and it'll take me about 20 minutes.
Alright.
Be on alert.
Yep. Make a perception check. As you're standing here, you kind of sit 20. Okay. As you sit down and begin to perform the ritual in whatever way you kind of would see fit, there's still enough rainfall to where you can't really see too far. As well as you're kind of looking at that edge, like that just line of rain. You feel like you see something every now and then move, and it's almost like you're imagining it to a degree. Like, it seems like it's real and you believed it was for that split second, but then your mind also seems like it's playing tricks on you, and you're kind of thinking in the back of your mind, like, was it real? Was that worth even like mentioning to a point? And you just kind of keep staring and looking around. You find yourself like looking at one central point in the wall itself, and you can see yourself like in your mind almost forming slowly some sort of a silhouette of something that's there. And then you kind of blink a couple times and the silhouette completely fades, almost as if it seemed like it was really there, but your mind also could just be playing tricks on you.
Getting trolled.
And you feel like it's starting to get really hard to tell what's real for a moment. The 20 minutes or so pass. You guys can all feel or know that you now have the effects of the water walking and water breathing on you. That lasts for
Ever.
Water walk lasts for 1 hour, and water breathing lasts for 24 hours.
okay.
I guess maybe if I knew it's going to be more than an hour walk through this forest, I'd wait on the water walking.
Yeah, you know that it's probably going to be a little bit more than an hour for that.
So then I'll wait until we get closer to the edge.
Okay. Yeah. So it'll only be about 10 minutes or so of time that just passed.
Okay.
But you guys will have the water breathing on you. The trees that are here are kind of like a evergreen type of tree. They just kind of look like a bunch of large Christmas trees, essentially. You can see that the trees themselves seem to be slightly kind of dying, and it doesn't seem to be anything affecting it other than it's just that kind of time of year where it seems to be losing some leaves, and some of them are just very, very old. But for the most part, everything here is pretty alive and in good shape. If everybody could make a perception check for me.
That's interesting. I got a natural 20 and a natural 1. I got a natural 20.
You want to reroll the
Save it
natural
for
one
somebody
just
else
for
if
the
they,
fun
if
of
they
it?
get a natural 1. Did anybody else get a natural 1?
That's like a per round thing, isn't it?
Yep.
Pretty cool.
I mean, I'll take it if nobody got a natural 1.
Just try to get another natural 20.
6.
Yeah.
All right, Ezra, I'll start with you.
14.
Okay. Czar.
Is it perception?
What?
Which one? Which
Perception.
one? Yeah, okay. Just making sure. An 11.
Okay, and then Ander.
I got The 21.
Not bad.
30 peepers is what they're going to call them.
16.
Okay. Connor, Modrak, and Ander. The three of you, as you're walking, Ezreal's pretty on like high alert. Like you can see that he's starting to get to a point where he's like snapping his head around, like looking a lot, looking behind him. The three of you just kind of like notice him being very vigilant and start to kind of like look down and around and take in your surroundings. Like I said, most of the trees here are in pretty good shape, and you kind of start to look at the ground and notice the grass that's kind of growing. And you can feel like as you're stepping though, the grass that's like growing doesn't have like a grass feel to it. It still feels very, very tough, like very hard, like a shell would. You can see these kind of breaks in the grass. It doesn't seem to be dead spots. It's just like there's no grass there, but it almost looks like that cobblestone path that was in the city is still here. And then you start to walk a little bit more and realize that the cobblestone itself is actually appearing to be the shell of the dragon turtle that you're on, as opposed to some sort of man-made path. Realizing that you're ahead and then like kind of looking back, you realize that a lot of the city itself, most of like the streets, didn't really have like a very structured, like almost grid-like feel to them almost. It just seems that they were haphazardly kind of placed, and that you can't really see the grass in between, so it kind of makes everything appear to be street-like, if that makes sense. Most of it being traveled pretty heavily. You start to notice too as you're walking that most of where you walk, like the grass or whatever is growing here on the shell, comes off pretty easily in most spots. Like it just kind of like slides off and kind of drifts away and blows in the wind. You can see some of it as well, where the rain's coming down pretty heavy. Seems to be like washing some of it down, but also the rain is like falling into some of the cracks. Some of the cracks are pretty deep. You haven't seen anything that's like dramatic. Like the shell itself seems pretty well intact. But the more you kind of look at it and that goes through your mind, you start to process the actual size of the creature that you're currently standing on. Nothing even comes close to how large it is. The size of like just its back alone, and trying to wrap your mind around how big its body is, you're trying to understand what it is you're going to encounter when you come face to face with Mizak, essentially. You make your way into the forest a little bit deeper, or the wooded area. I wouldn't really call it a forest. It's kind of like every 20, maybe 20 to 50 feet there's a tree, and then it gets a little more sparse, like maybe 70 or so feet you find another tree. The ground itself appears to be a lot more, like it's getting a little bit more of a shape, like you're almost getting to a hill, if that makes sense. And you feel that you are getting much closer to the edge. You're not really sure how much further because you can't see super far into like the breaks in the trees. It's like just enough of a kind of condensed forest to where like you can't have a straight line of sight out. Every now and then you get like a good line of sight, but with the way your visibility is right now, it's kind of hindered. Within this forest though, I will say that you could probably see a good 100 or so feet out in front of you just because of the trees themselves blocking a good amount of the rain that's falling down. There are some trees you come upon where the bottom base of it is probably kind of either broken or fallen down, or it seems like cut to some degree, where there's like a good 10 to 12 feet of height before the base of the actual leaves and kind of foliage are, to where you can kind of get underneath it and have a moment of shelter out of the rain. But for the most part, you guys don't try to just like stop and take breaks in those, because you're just going to get wet eventually when you walk out, and you know that this rain doesn't seem like it's stopping at all.
With that natural 20, can I just like, at some points as we're walking, kind of peek back and see if I can spot anything with kind of the more visibility that we have now?
Yes. So like once you get to those trees where you have these good breaks and good bits of visibility, You can still see Ezrael like looking pretty intent. Like it's very intentional. Like when he looks back, it doesn't really. It's not like he's meaning to do it. You can just see that he's got Demon's Bane in his hand.
Yeah.
And for one moment, you can see that it's a revolver, and he kind of does like a quick little flourish type spin with it, and then it turns into a blade, and then he just kind of like swaying it back and forth. Turns back into a revolver, and then he's kind of looking back. And when he looks forward, turns it into a blade, kind of slowly looking back. You notice, like, kind of looking, your head is a little bit, like, off kilter, and you're using your peripheral. And as you're seeing, like, you can see him look back, and then when he looks forward, it's almost like you can see this, like, black silhouette, not directly behind him, but, like, a good 50 or so feet, kind of do this, like, quick movement
Oh,
across.
you're actually being trolled.
You can't make out any shape. You can't really even make out much of anything other than the fact that you see this almost like black silhouette or blur of an image that slowly moves across the landscape. And for a moment, like, you're not even really sure if it's real or not, but you know that you're pretty confident you saw something. You just don't know what to make of it. You continue to walk into the forest. Every now and then, the way the trees are laid out and the way that you guys are walking, there comes points where some of you may like cross on one side of the tree and the others cross on another, and then you just meet very quickly on the other side. When you're doing so, you feel like you begin to hear kind of whispers again, laughter in the back of your mind. You're not 100% sure what it is, but it feels like something's there, and there's like this battle inside of your mind that you can't really fight, but you know is happening. It's almost like unavoidable. Like, you know what you're hearing isn't real, but you're also trying to listen because you think somebody's trying to tell you something, and you're like almost stopping and pausing and like looking around. Gets to a point, you start to hear the voice start to creep in again, the laughter. There's whispers. A few of you start to cross into this barrier of where like these trees are pretty heavily, condensed together that you have to kind of pass through to where you're going to lose sight of each other for a moment while you pass across. I need everybody to make a wisdom save.
Oh no, bro. Natural. Natural and 19. I say, me and Zarbrax over here chilling.
Yeah. You guys both get 5s again?
I got 19, my boy got 17.
Oh, shit.
So 18
30.
to 20.
You guys are
Three?
freaking chilling over there.
Oh, you
Zarbrax?
about to lose it.
Zarbrax?
Zarbrax got 18, Andrew got 20.
29.
24.
The two of you, just kind of walking side by side. You can see Ezrael turning his head kind of very quickly back and forth. You cross over the tree, like the barrier. You look before you cross it, you see Connor, and kind of like look back. You heavily look back as you're crossing. And then as you come to cross the front, you see this blood demon jump out at you with a claw. You quickly pull the gun up and just draw on it. And just let a shot out. Connor, as for you, as you kind of cross over the tree, you cross over the tree. And once you cross over the tree, you see, like, you hear something, like, laugh, like, right next to you. And when you turn, all you can see is Ezrael's barrel pointed right at your face. Need you to roll an attack.
Can you dodge a point blank headshot? Is what I'm
Natural
hearing.
20.
No,
Go ahead,
the
roll
answer
damage.
is no.
I was going to say the worst thing you want is a paranoid guy who can cast Meteor Swarm, but,
He needs the guy with the gun.
I didn't blood rate or anything, so.
Yeah, it's just a damage.
well, it's the revolver, I think, so.
Not very good. 4, 8, 6, 14 damage.
Okay. You take 14 points of piercing damage as you see Ezrael's barrel almost right in front of your face.
He didn't want to make a big Bertha real quick.
You always switch it to a birth around.
When you turn, the barrel is pretty much almost at your face, and you don't go to like smack it or dodge out of the way. You just turn and try to jump because you can see this look in his eye like he's about to pull the trigger, and as he does, it blows a hole in the top left of your shoulder, and you watch blood kind of splatter, You hear Connor scream after this huge ring and sound of an explosion goes off, and see him on the ground. And the second he hits the ground, there's like this black purple smoke that rolls over him, and you can see that it's him on the ground. And what you just thought was the blood demon jumping at you.
Shoots him again.
Finally.
Just drags him behind the tree.
Do we? I mean, obviously we hear it, but do we
You
see
hear
it at this point?
Connor, you turn around and can see Connor holding his shoulder, Azrael holding the gun.
Who's on which side of the trees?
They're both like up in front of it. Everybody's like out in this
Okay, we
open
got
spot
out
now.
of-
Like
okay.
everybody can see what happened. You guys were kind of more in front of it.
What is going on?
Like,
I don't
he's
know.
like shaking or whatever. And he
Just
leans
walking.
down.
He
Leans
shot
down.
me.
I'm gonna step in front of Connor.
I don't know.
You can see Azrael like kind of visibly shaking, and then you see this warm kind of energy coming from his hand as he's going towards Connor.
Lay on hands for 14
Okay.
or 16.
He ain't getting close to me.
He keeps trying to walk towards you, and Connor's like pushing himself back. Moldrak kind of interposes himself because he can see Connor a little bit distraught.
Okay, hang on there, hang on there.
What?
Something's going on.
Are you
What
like
did-
upset at him? Did he say something?
What happened?
Oh, there's a
Just
demon.
walking. He turned around and shot me.
Right, I've gathered that much based on the hole in your shoulder. What do you think happened?
Well, those blood demons came out.
Like, attacked you?
Yeah.
And then you shot Connor?
There's no demon.
I was where. It was right where Connor was standing.
Do I believe what he's saying?
Mm-hmm. Can you make an insight check?
Natural one?
Reroll it.
Yep.
Hey, he might be lying. We gotta get it.
20.
You definitely believe him in what he's saying, but he also doesn't seem like you can tell that he slightly realizes that something's going on, like with his mind possibly, and like maybe what he thought he saw he didn't see.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that he's saying it and the way that he is visibly kind of shaken at the fact that he just shot Connor will tell you that he realizes that he kind of, fucked up, but at the same time he didn't just do it to do it. Like, he has no ill will or animosity towards Connor, and he himself doesn't seem like he's I guess you could say like possessed or anything it forcing him to do so. It's like he genuinely believes what happened.
Yeah.
It's only fair if you hit him with a meteor.
True.
For
Alright, well, I don't think, I think this place is playing tricks on us. To some degree.
He definitely doesn't look good. He looks like. But I guess he also did just shoot Connor. So,
I mean,
anything else happen?
are you, have you seen anything else?
You also take 23 points of psychic damage.
Oh my god, bro.
Everything that everyone else has been seeing.
Shadows, shapes, creepy laughter. Okay, well, I have been seeing things. Every time you look back and then turn your head back towards us, something shifts around in the rain.
You see it too?
I think there's something there, yeah.
Good.
I think whatever it is maybe
You say you can't sense again? Or divine sense?
affecting your mind.
Yeah.
Connor's still visibly bleeding from his shoulder.
Yeah, he can
Just
bleed out.
holding it.
We're busy.
Chelonia, can you heal his shoulder, please?
Yeah, I walk over and I do, what do I want to do?
I mean, I can heal for like a D10, but that's only once per day.
I can,
Reach into his
I can do my healing
shirt
pool.
pocket and pull out the necklace. And it's like hand shaking the whole time pulling it out. He's gonna like hold it. He's gonna cast protection from evil and good on himself.
Okay.
Good call. I was gonna do.
I'll just
Famous.
do.
I think you have the. Yeah, I was gonna say you have that or Heal Soul, whatever that one is. I don't remember. I think that's like the quick bonus action one.
No. I have Wisdom Save, Charmed, Beginner. I've got the Pool of Healing and into it.
I'll just drink that.
Oh, I think we have graders. We give him a greater healing
What does
potion.
Strike
There's
from Good and
two of
Evil
them,
do for
so-
you?
It's only it's got the bag, so.
Yeah, you
Just
have
give him
Heal
a greater
Soul.
healing potion.
This one right here. You have the sheet that tells you all your class stuff. This Heal Soul thing right here. It's like based on however many key you have, you can. It's in the
I thought
class
we-
references thing.
I thought we got rid of that one.
No, that's still there. It's just the aura changed. Your 6th level ability, and then at 11th you get all the other abilities.
That one's worse than the one.
Did you fail?
I'm assuming you're picking
Did you fail
fiends
one of
as
the
a certain
saves
type of
yet?
creature.
You did?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I only did a 10 on the first one.
Okay. Well, I was thinking.
You failed positioning.
You failed
line.
dodging bullets.
You were standing in the wrong place, the wrong time, buddy.
Oh, it's only checks, not saves. Damn it.
Is it under patch notes?
No, class references. It's the very
Ah, I
bottom
see it.
one.
I thought you had a printout of it.
I thought there was someone on somewhere too, but I don't know where it went.
Yeah, because this one doesn't have that on there. Okay. Good to know.
Okay. You're just gonna use that.
Yeah, unless you're going to use that potion.
It doesn't matter.
So I'll just go over it and
14
touch his shoulder, and so you get touch. So
Oh,
you'll
like double
heal
bro, like-
7.
7?
Yeah.
You got me for a second.
Mine's bad
Those things don't phase me.
You heal 7, Connor.
I used to be able to eat a bunch of them at once.
Okay.
Probably because you got shot. This
could
is
be
more
it.
sour. Dude, he's gonna shoot you and then eat one of your donuts. Bro, is disrespectful, dude.
Maximum disrespect. Now you hit him with a meat.
All the times to grab a donut. Shit.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Thug life.
So you're wearing blue over there.
Hey, this almost green, honestly. Don't shoot me next, shit.
Alright. Pushing forward. Alright. Now you start to get to a point in this kind of wooded area where the trees are a lot more dense, but you can feel the ground itself kind of changing. Like there's like this slight grade that you're starting to go up, and then after this brief bit of dense kind of wooded area, and you break out of that, you get to what you can see. You're probably 100 foot of visibility gets reduced to about 50 or 60, and you can really only see in front of you what appears to just be like shell. Like the shell of the creature. You can't see an end to it or an edge, but you can see it kind of crest up a little bit. Almost like it's like going up a hill to a degree. You start to kind of walk in that direction, and it seems like your landmarks are disappearing from you, but you can still kind of see this slight grade that's kind of going up. Gets to a point where you're kind of walking, and then once you're getting up this grade, this kind of like hill, you can see that there's almost this just huge berm, essentially, of where the edge of this shell looks like it is, and you can see that you are pretty much at the edge of the shell. The grade leading up to this edge, it seems very dramatic. Seems like it's probably difficult to just climb it, so you start to slowly go down the sides of this grade that's here. It's a little slippery, but it's not on as much of a grade to where you're going to start to slip and fall and plummet into it. But you know that at this point you have pretty much reached the edge of the island, or the edge of the shell of Mizak.
Okay. Now I'm going to cast Water Walk.
Okay. Muldrak starts to pull some of the water on the ground to go around your feet. Right now you have this essentially like a ring that's sitting around the bottom part of your neck of water, and then you know that when you go into it, it just kind of like pours this bubble over your head. It takes a good 10 minutes. As you're sitting here, Azrael, I need you, and Connor, I also need you to make wisdom saves. I can pick one more.
Here comes the meteor storm on top of him.
Andrew, you pick, or I'll have you do it too, make a wisdom save.
I gotta make one.
I'm going to give Azrael guidance. We can add a d4.
If you tell me to hit one of them, I'll just.
Yeah, help me shoot him better.
Yeah.
Guide my shot.
He doesn't miss.
You're damn right he doesn't.
6.
With the d4?
That was a 4.
They got midget demons. I'm just trying to see if I can catch some smoke real quick. 18.
8. Okay.
Brother, I'm about to get hit by a meteor storm and a fucking Big Bertha shot.
Perfect.
You, the two of you are separate right now, just because Connor didn't want to be by you. You're just
Understandable.
still kind of looking around, looking down at the pistol, or the revolver, staring down at it. You see something like almost begin to, like this dark black kind of shadow starts to move towards you very quickly.
Who's getting shot? Who is it?
You see this almost like vulpine, like fox-like face. You see these deep yellow eyes that are starting to slowly appear. And for some reason, you're not like immediately reaching your blade up to stab whatever it is in front of you. You look and you can see Ferrix standing there before you. Does like this very, very sickly grin and smile. And then just kind of like puts his hand out towards you. And there's like this slight instinct in your hand that's free for you to just kind of like lift it up towards him and like reach out. Almost like you're giving into something. And then you kind of like shake your head and he kind of disappears into a mist. Connor, you're sitting here, and it's very obvious to you that what you're hearing is not real. But there's still something in the back of your mind that causes you to be unsettled, and it's the fact that you can feel something trying to mess with your mind. You hear your grandpa's voice. Connor, over here. Come help me.
It's a skinwalker.
You know for sure that he's not there.
Bro, he's here.
You
Save
look
him.
around to Chelonia, who's pretty much standing right next to you, and he doesn't even look like he's heard anything. Like nothing has really fazed him, you know.
Chelonia's working on his Connor's grandpa impression.
Like, how far away did that voice sound?
It sounds like it's like where you're looking, not towards the edge of the shell. You're kind of looking down the grade. It looks like it's kind of down that grade beyond what you can see. Like it sounded like it came from that direction. Probably a good 80 or so feet.
I would say I just kind of brush that off right now.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I really thought you were going to be on the opposite side of the party and Azrael is still going to shoot you.
Like, you think I can't hit you from 40 feet away? I'm always tracking you, Connor.
That was an accident. This one's personal.
Gotcha.
He comes over and Abraham Lincoln's me.
Jesus.
Why is it too soon for you?
Way too soon, dude. Way
Yeah.
too soon.
140
Shit, bro.
years.
Yeah. You get at least 140.
Disrespect.
Connor, you take 21 points of psychic damage, and Ezreal, you take 15.
That's what you get for the Abraham Lincoln joke.
Yeah.
You can almost feel something trying to like pierce your mind, like at the base of your skull. You kind of grab at the back of your neck, feel a little bit of a headache, close your eyes, and just keep trying to tell yourself what you're seeing and hearing is not real. Eventually, Moldrak finishes up with the spell.
We all ready? We good? You guys look like you...
Yeah, take half damage.
Yeah.
Did you just ask him if you could take half damage and then he said yes?
Yep.
What the fuck, bro?
Damn. He has a chart back there. Can he take half psychic damage?
He's got his protection from good and evil thing on.
Yeah. He's like, Connor? No.
You can only do it for 10 minutes, right?
Ezreal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it would be gone at this point.
No.
You still would
So
have
you
healed,
take-
or
so you
took
take
half,
full
but
damage.
it's, at this point now it's gone. Because it would have been like during him doing the ritual, but now that he's completed it, that takes 10 minutes as is, so it's gone at this point.
Right, well let's, I don't think the turtle is moving. When I flew up, I didn't see any wake or, any movement in the water. So, if we hop off the shell, we ideally shouldn't have to chase the island.
How much do we want to bet on that?
I don't know.
I don't want to test it.
Somebody want to go first?
I mean, I can, sure.
We got it, like something that'll float. We could just throw something in the water.
We could just, I mean, we can... Yeah, sure.
I don't know. We have the floats though. A canoe.
Torch. I do have a canoe strapped to my back. Are we at, like,
Are
can
we
I
at
see
the
the
edge?
water?
You cannot see the edge.
Okay, let's keep walking.
You have a very good idea of where it is, though.
Okay. You ever been to the edge of the island, Ezreal? Or not Ezreal,
Yeah, be
Zarvarax.
Nope. First time.
Okay.
What did you do here when you were
How
here?
did you get off the island the first time?
There's a dock.
Oh, there's a dock?
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
You saw it, yeah, that would...
Alright. Dock must be in the middle of the island. Keep walking towards the edge of the island.
Okay. It doesn't take long. Maybe a good 5 minutes of very delicately maneuvering your way down. Once you get to the edge, as opposed to where you were, where there was like this good 300 to 400 length span of the kind of raise in the shell, you're now like towards the sides where that slight lip on it has slowly started to kind of wind down and curl inward to where you can kind of get to an edge and see. You can't really see like directly down, but once you're on the edge of it, it doesn't seem like it's moving, but you can feel like in your chest and like in your stomach that like you standing here like looking, it's not like the height of it or whatever it is that's making you feel that way. It's almost like this this sea sickness or motion sickness that you're kind of like slightly feeling like you feel a bit off.
Take my torch. It's
Yeah.
not lit, it's just a piece of wood. Okay, we are moving. Can confirm that. Maybe we
Your
rappel
visibility
down.
in here also is like a little bit better. Like the rain isn't off the edge of the island so much. It's more like 15, 10 feet. It's like you're getting like a light drizzle, and you can see the actual ocean now.
How
And the edge.
fast was that torch? Like, did we drop it in the water and just like, or was it like...
It wasn't like this slow drip. Like if you dropped it in the water, it just started probably about that fast,
Okay.
which pretty quick.
Do I think I could swim that fast?
Can you run that fast? Can't you walk on water?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just have to run.
Right.
It's time for the turtles to talk. Julia's gotta go.
Let me just double check
Turtle that
this.
lives in the desert,
speed.
it's alive.
The other one that's just been in the fucking water
Well,
the entire time.
how do we talk to? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Do we see any part?
Do we see? I don't think we can see any, like a head or anything.
You cannot see in the water enough to know
Dive by
what
a
you're
rope.
looking at.
I could like send dancing lights down into the water. You see a big old head. Only goes so far though.
I feel like I bought rope, but I can't remember where or why.
Yeah, but I have a feeling
Your
This
base
creature is
your base
pretty
run speed is not fast enough to keep up with what you're looking at. You'd imagine.
What about
Okay.
Trelawney's?
What is your base run speed, Julian? It is not fast enough.
Holy shit, these turtles zooming, dude.
he's faster than my wolf.
I pull out a rope and set it on the ground, just out of my pack. 175 feet of rope.
All right. Well, I think that's our only way to.
You probably got a good 30-foot drop to the ocean from where you are as well.
Okay, and then there's no. You can't see the underside of the shell from where we're at either.
What you're looking at is like this like curved lip, and then it just looks like it drops off.
Okay.
And like it's not, you're not even at a point where like you can like look down and see the rest of it like somewhere else. Like it's just so large where you are that you can't like try to make out more of it down the way, if that makes sense.
Could we see like the neck going down into the water?
No.
No.
Are we at the front?
Yes.
I'm gonna do a big knock on the shell.
It's 30. That's like it's equivalent.
I just want to
like
make
hitting a rock.
noise.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it's
I'll take out my hammer.
solid.
You're killing the turtle.
No, I just want to make a loud sound.
It's just like boom.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do like, all right, cover your ears, everyone. I'm gonna try and get this turtle to wake up. And I'm gonna take my hands and you see some static in the air, and I slam them together and cast thunderclap.
Okay.
Here, I'll pull it up. All right. You create a burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away. Each creature within range other than you must succeed on a con save or take a d6 of thunder damage. I said 100 feet.
The damage range is 15 feet.
Yeah.
I think.
What?
5 feet.
5 feet.
Oh, I understand
Yeah,
that.
so as long as it's...
You guys cover your ears. You watch him slam his hands together, and this huge boom happens. You can kind of feel it in your chest a little bit.
As soon as I do that, I look back to see if the shadows are there.
They don't see anything.
They're sitting there like,
Okay. Zarvrex, what do you think we should do?
Jump in.
You think you keep up?
Strong swimmer. I don't know.
We could tie a rope to you, and I could hang on to it.
Sounds fun.
I don't know how much rope we have, but
do we want to pick one of the biggest guys in the party if we're gonna hold on to it?
I mean, I can hold on to him.
You going in?
I don't know, not me, but like somebody else, like who's lighter. I was just thinking like,
I mean-
with like the water pushing them and stuff.
I know.
I can't stay. I can keep up.
Oh, I don't know. He does have swim speed, so
What
and
about
he's
a,
pretty fast.
what about a hasted Chulia? That's 110.
Oh, base speed 110.
Can he outpace a turtle while hasted?
You don't really know how fast you are. Like it's hard to gauge that. You know, like
That answer means that he's faster.
you'd imagine that you're
he also
hasted. You're
talks
probably doing
faster,
pretty
so
good.
we can get our
Where
information.
we think the head should be? Like if we look down into the water, like we would think it's
So,
like down in there or something. Or?
You're pretty much right now where you have reached. There was that one portion where the back, like the shell itself, kind of crested upward and then rolled over a bit. You guys have gone like down to where you can get to the water a little easier. Where that shell has kind of like crested upward, you'd imagine there is either a head or some sort of an arm or something coming from that spot because the shell itself, just in the way that it would be designed, would cause like just horrible mobility for it to be anywhere that's not kind of opened up a little bit for it to be able to move.
Maybe we should go up to that spot and rappel down from there. We might be able to land on like an arm or a head or something. I don't know. Just a thought.
So it was like hard to walk up though.
It doesn't look like it'd be easy. It looks doable, but you can try.
I have a
So
compass.
you want to go up there and just?
I'll go take
peek?
a look. Yeah. Nobody shoot each other or cast any spells at each other.
I'm gonna go too. I'm gonna hop on the nightmare.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's faster than me. I'm still gonna go though.
You get over to that portion of the shell that is lifted up. To where you guys have to go, the rest of the party would not be able to see you anymore, just an FYI, just because of the rain and everything here.
Yep.
Your visibility is definitely better, but it still hasn't improved. Like, you can probably see like a good 200, 250 feet. You guys probably have to go like a good 500 to 600 feet away.
Can I see like a wall, like the edge of this bubble that I saw?
No, it's more of like a, it kind of like dissipates the further you get out. Like, it's more of like a light sprinkle. It
Gradual.
doesn't seem like there's like this curtain of rain.
Okay. Down into the water.
Okay. You get up to that like top part of the shell.
Just gonna
With
kinda
your
hang
yeah,
over.
with your climb speed, it's easy enough to do. You kind of get up towards the top. You can see this portion of it has. It's very obvious when you're here looking at it and you're imagining it to be a shell that you can see that it's a shell, if that makes sense. Like, if you were to come over here and look at it otherwise, it would just look like some sort of strange cliff face, if anything. Straight down from where you are, you can see that, like, where you are, like, up at the top portion here, like, where it's kind of tapers down, it goes underwater to where you can't really, like, see anything connected to it because it's just so large. But it's not like this, like, straight drop off. It's this kind of, like, slow grade back. So, like, you being at the top here, looking down at the water at this point, like, from where you are up here, is probably, like, a good 80 or so feet from the surface of the water. And, like, looking down at the water, it looks pretty undisturbed. Like, there doesn't seem to be,
It's not
like,
moving there.
nothing seems, like, it's hard to tell if something's
Aside
moving.
from like the movement through the water.
Right. Like, you can kind of see this bit of, like, a splash against the like, base of where that is, but it's not, like, this huge, like rolling wave that's coming out of it. It looks very similar to how you would just imagine, like, a breeze coming across and waves gently splashing into a cliffside or something.
And you said the lip of the shell comes back?
Yep.
Okay, can I climb over the side and just like dangle and
Mhm.
see if I can see anything on the
Make a
inside?
perception check. What are you
Okay.
doing with the nightmare?
Stepping on Mordrek's
Come on,
fingers.
nightmare. Fly, keep up. Like like go down
Oh, you have
where it's underneath.
with dashing, you're at
could
like
just
180,
fly,
right?
and so I could like keep like look under there.
How fast is the move speed? 60?
90.
I think it's 90.
90.
90? Okay.
Yeah, so if you dashed.
With 90, you are able to, like, keep ahead of it, but eventually, like, when you just kind of stop flying ahead of it, it sort of catches up, and you have to, like, just keep slowly keeping ahead of it, if that makes sense. Like, you can't, like, fly here, because you're it's very obvious you guys know that it's moving at this point. So if you're just kind of go off and you're flying and sitting here, like, eventually it's just going to, like, run into you. So you're having to, like, slowly,
Yeah.
like, fly with it as it's
Yeah.
going, like, almost like you're walking next to it. But the pace that the nightmare keeps, like, flying forward is faster than it seems to be swimming.
Okay.
Not much faster, but it's faster.
I'm gonna like fly around and underneath it then.
Okay.
Okay.
Once you fly and kind of get down, what'd you get for your perception?
23.
23? Okay.
Yeah.
Looking at the base of where that is, you kind of fly down. You're a little bit closer, so you're just kind of like looking around. Like, is there something specific you're looking for, or you just...
Anything that sticks out.
Okay. I'll have
A
you
neck.
make an investigation check because you're a little bit closer.
Like a neck.
He's looking for Connor.
20. 20.
20? Okay.
Yeah, he's
Between
got his
the two
sniper
of
out.
you, as you're looking, the water for the most part is pretty undisturbed. It's hard to really tell if it's moving. If anything's like, there's like no bubbles or anything crazy, but there is that like slight wave that splashes into the base of the shell here that meets the water. And the more the two of you kind of look at it, you can actually see that there's like this dark kind of smoke that's like sitting at the base of that. And it's just like, it's not just stuck there. It almost looks like it's like swirling around, and you only catch like a brief glimpse of it before like you both are like kind of looking at it, and then you look at each other, and then there's like this brief nod, like, yeah, I saw that too.
Can I wave Azrael over? I don't know if he can see. He can.
He can see you
Okay.
because you guys are like under the shell, so there's no rain there.
Just like hanging off the edge.
Yeah, you can see him
Fly
on track.
over it.
Yeah.
Fly over there.
Do you want to go get the rest of the group?
I don't know how we're gonna get everyone here. And
I mean, we have a rope. I could just pull everyone up, or Zarvarex could pull everyone up.
okay, I was gonna go see what it was down there.
I mean, you can go check it out. I'll keep an eye from up here if you want to check really quick.
All right. Does it look like? So it's just like on like the water, the surface of the water.
You saw like a bit of it like kind of roll. It looks it's underneath the water, but you can see in the water like where that smoke was kind of like sitting for a second. It's slightly, like I said, it's not dissipating or like filling more space. It's just kind of like sitting there.
I'll fly down to it
Okay.
and see if the nightmare can like put his foot in, his hoof into it, and if it like stops.
Oh, like into the smoke?
Yeah.
No, it just seems to like put it in, and the smoke just kind of like rolls through. Whatever it is, easily like looking at it, you can tell that it's not something that's occurring from the ocean or from Mizak doing it.
Stealing your shit. It wasn't on purpose.
So it's like
I didn't know it was
the
there.
wall of the shell like right behind me. Then
Mm-hmm.
I'll put my hand on it, and I'll do a grim psychometry.
Okay. Can you read that for me?
Did I say this is a beast or a monstrosity?
What's the definition of monstrosity of the skin?
Could be a titan. I'm still gonna try this though. This is ritual.
I'll make an intelligence check to recall information about darker past from an object you are touching or a location you are present in. You have advantage on the roll. Information gleaned often leads towards the more sinister. Influences of the past sometimes conveys visions of things previously unknown to the character.
The last sentence one more time.
The information gleaned often leans towards the more the information gleaned often leans towards the more sinister influences of the past and sometimes conveys visions of things previously unknown to the character.
Grim psychometry lasts more than 4 hours. Please contact your doctor.
You have a supernatural talent for discerning the history surrounding mysterious objects or places touched by evil.
Make your history check.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna climb back up from hanging, and I'm just gonna sit on the shell, and I'm going to cast Beast Sense to see if I can see through the eyes of this giant creature.
You can see the eyes of it.
18.
18?
Yep.
With Beast Sense, can you read it for me real quick?
Yeah, sure. You touch a willing beast for the duration of the spell. You can use your action to see through the beast's eyes and hear what it hears, and continue to do so until you use your action to return to your normal senses. While perceiving through the beast's senses, you gain the benefits of any special senses possessed by that creature, though you are blinded and deafened to your own surroundings. There's not a save, it's just concentration.
It's gotta be willing though.
Also, it's a dragon, so it's not going to
Oh.
work.
Okay. Well, let's
Like
look
once
at
you
that.
start to
Dragon
try to
turtle,
perform the
but-
ritual and you're like feeling, you just feel that there's like, it's just not correctly
Dragon.
working how you're used to it.
Dragon.
Like something's
Okay.
preventing it.
Yeah, what a nerd.
With that, you have your hand up on the shell, and the nightmare's having to like fly forward to keep from just being like shoved and then like knocked into the water or something. But as it's flying forward and you're looking, you don't really hear any sound, but you can almost imagine what you're hearing to a degree. You can see this very, very misshapen kind of black cloud of smoke that starts to like slowly roll down, but it's in this like visage that you normally have, like that you can tell that it's from the grim psychometry and not from the like what you're actually like looking at, if that makes sense. As you're looking, you can see this kind of smoke that starts like slowly rolling down, start to take form and shape. To what you can see is this shape of a woman essentially. But very tall, very large, like 12, maybe 14 feet. You can see these like huge, deep, like black-looking horns that are coming from the top, like the sides. And the smoke that appeared, you almost saw this like veil kind of open up, and then the smoke rolls out and then forms into this large kind of woman. You watch the woman kind of pushing her hands down towards the ground, like the surface of the water, towards where you're imagining the head to be. And you watch this deep black smoke start to roll out from her hands down into the surface of the water. And then she starts to slowly float back, and as she does, you watch this huge, just enormous head just break the surface of the water and take this like huge chomp up into the air. And as it takes this chomp up into the air, the black smoke that was there just kind of like fizzles and disappears before before Mizak actually takes a bite. And then you can see the head as it's up in the air. There's almost like this black cloud that starts to like form around its head, and then you watch it kind of like rear and move around, almost like something is causing it like a little bit of pain, or it's making it uncomfortable. And then this huge splash of water again happens as the head slams back down into the water. And you can see that there's like this probably good maybe 200 to 300 like foot long, like the neck of the dragon turtle that like comes up into this position, and then the head itself is just insanely massive, to the point where like where you're sitting right now, like looking down, you don't know how far down it is, but like from what everything that you can see in your vision is either the neck or the head of the dragon turtle. And then your vision comes to
That character look like anything that has been like read about or like seen before, images? Like the fiend type look familiar at all?
I'd say nothing about it feature-wise aside from horns was really familiar.
Fly back up to the mole track then.
You notice that he's not hanging anymore, and you kind of fly back up towards the top and can see him standing there at the top of the hill.
Find anything?
Yeah, we're at the head. It's obviously down in the water here.
Okay.
There's some like fiend that summoned some smoke and caused pain to it. Here we are. It's very tall.
Everybody besides Moldrak and Azrael make a wisdom save really quick.
Yes.
It was like 14
My
feet
turn to
tall.
attack Connor.
Had like gigantic horns.
You ever see a demon like that before, or a devil?
No.
No?
This must be powerful if it can
Affect this
curse
thing?
a whole fucking dragon.
Yeah. I don't even know if we have anything to get rid of whatever this is.
No, I don't. My holy magics aren't anywhere near strong enough now.
Yeah, I don't really have anything that I can help with.
You probably could have.
Damn. Fuck that guy. Maybe we should just both head back for now then?
You know who could have saved him?
Yeah, Ram Ranch. Could have saved him. Probably could have flew fast.
Really, the other day asked me what Ram Ranch was. It's like, okay, let me just show you this video really quick.
Fully regret that.
What?
Fully regretted it. So he's done.
you see the head at all down there?
I can't see it down there, no, but I've seen it in the vision. It took up my entire vision.
Okay.
Maybe we could grab onto its neck and like crawl up it, like going down it.
I just worry, even if we do get it above the water, one bite in it, just if it's, being cursed or controlled or
Yeah.
something.
Well, it's very slow.
Yeah.
So it might not have the range of motion to reach around and get us, but
Well, if I can hang on to it, I can probably
Probably a
crawl.
good, I'd say, from the time that they left, pretty close to 20 or so minutes.
Did you want our wisdom
Did it?
checks?
Like enough for rest.
Sure.
does it have like a title or anything, or is it just like Mizak?
Mizak the Ancient.
Yeah. He's just gonna yell out then. Mizak the Ancient, can you hear us?
Yeah, hey Mizak, can you hear us down there? We're looking to talk to you.
What up, my homies?
Doesn't appear to be a response. The wisdom saves. Enter.
13 for Zarbarex. 9 for Ander.
Connor?
Pretty good.
I think you said 16.
16.
Okay.
22.
Okay.
Who's getting fucked up?
I got 12 on my saving throws for wisdom, plus 12.
Yeah, I got +1. I don't know how I've made it this far without failing yet, but
Your guess is as good as ours.
Put that down there.
oh no.
What's he bringing out?
Oh, fucking Matt, bro. Me and Connor going throwing hands.
Nice. Be Connie's ass.
Ender.
You better hope you go first, motherfucker.
As you are sitting here, you can see Zarvarax just kind of sitting there, looking around.
Not Zarbarex, bro. Give me somebody else.
Good luck.
You can see him he's
Better hope you go
grabs
first.
grabs the necklace with the teeth and kind of is messing around, playing with it. Kind of looks at it for a second, and then you watch his head just instantly snap over towards you, and then he's just staring at you with this huge menacing look. You watch thunder kind of break off from his side, and then he just takes the axe and slams it down towards you.
I gotta roll an attack against myself?
You sure do.
Am I close enough to do a reaction?
What would you like to try to do?
I would like to try to pacify him.
Okay. You can go ahead and do that. It's probably going to still get an attack off.
Gotta be reckless.
Yeah, he's just swinging at you.
For sure.
Here comes the natural 20.
Yo, finally he crits.
Actually, don't just take all those up. Those don't count. Roll a dexterity check.
It's wisdom save.
Actually, hold on. Let's do this. You guys all roll initiative.
It's a good call.
Everybody that's over there.
Do we get to roll initiative?
No, you do not.
You want to fight, then? Just mean you do?
Oh, he's slow as shit. This boy ain't catching me.
You can just stay away, shoot me from here.
He better swing his fucking axe at somebody else because I'm whooping his ass. And by whooping his ass, I mean I'm running.
You got potion of invisibility.
We didn't buy it.
We did? Oh, that's right, because you changed the price. I swear last time we paid like 180 gold for him, yeah.
She was trying to give it to us for free, I feel like.
Yeah.
Now she's like, no, these are more expensive than the healing potions. Connor's too, Andrew's too effective with them.
See if I have the
Anybody
price
more
saved.
than 20?
Yes. 25.
25?
24.
What's your dex score, Andrew?
Higher than everybody else's.
What is it?
22. Like, what I said still stands. So don't let anybody go before me.
What did Zarvax get for initiative?
1.
13.
Connor, what'd you get?
11.
Make a wisdom save for Zarbrax. What's your spell save or your key save DC?
22.
I don't even think he can make it.
14.
Okay. Charms him, essentially.
Yo, chill the fuck
Okay.
out.
You watch Zarbrax take the axe, squeezing it.
More.
What was that?
Unless you, did your proficiency change?
Plus,
It would be, well, 12 plus 6.
no, he's got a wisdom is 6, so 12 plus.
Oh, 8 plus
8
12.
plus-
20.
Oh, somebody scratched out and wrote 22. 20 is the save then.
Trying to think of that.
You sure that's for your DC?
That's
That's what.
Do you
what
have a
circle it's in.
Do you have a bonus for your class that gives you, or an item that gives you more? I think your staff gives you.
Something.
maybe not. Well, it gives me to. It
Well,
allows me to
I
go
thought it
above.
increased your spell DC, but I could be wrong.
Maybe it is just 20.
It just increases my wisdom by 2 past 20.
Classic cheater.
So it's just 20.
Nah.
But you still. It still fails.
Still didn't make it. Hey, come back here. Where are you going? Don't go grab shit back there. There ain't nothing you need.
Ain't nothing you need back there.
You got everything at the table.
Everything you need's over here.
I thought when I leveled up. So it's.
8 plus your proficiency plus.
Yeah, but the martial arts die went up
Yeah,
to
that's.
D10.
Well, that should have been going up as you've been leveling.
Yeah,
up.
it has been. That's right.
that doesn't affect your save. The only thing that affects that is your wisdom and your proficiency.
Those don't even match what the turtle looks like, so like we can't fight here. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
What do you mean? We're in a shadowy
I
area.
just don't want to fight, man.
Yeah.
'Cause I know
Still want to fight.
I know what I'm fighting. He got 220 HP. That's before he
He
rages.
hasn't raged yet.
We're just doing round 1.
Anybody got anything to restrain him? You know we got
He's
all the
pacified
people.
now.
Yeah, we restrain him while he's pacified. I don't think it lasts forever, does
Okay,
it?
we're just gonna tie you up as friends.
Yeah, homie shit, you know? It's like a game. He rolled higher than I did. Nothing happened to me. Maybe it's because he's dumb.
Okay.
Maybe you guys aren't fighting each other about those creatures. Hey.
Is your computer open out there? Can I print out my class sheet?
That's why little girl just said I lost my mouse. I don't know what the fuck that means. I want to go fight that.
7.5 is here.
She better go find that bitch. I can help her.
You're going to jail.
Say, I'm going to jail. Oh no, man.
Don't die.
What? What did you say?
Don't die.
Anything could happen over here. It's a whole different ballpark away from us.
Connor, you are just kind of like looking away for a moment, and as you look back, all you really see is some sort of like hulking kind of almost like zombie-like creature with a huge axe that's like trying to swing down at Gander. And you can just do like a random cantrip or whatever it is, but you have to attack Zarbrax right now.
Yeah, kill him.
Very
Hurt
quickly
him.
think that something has come towards you guys and attack. You can see it bringing down the axe to go and hit him, and you watch Chelonia just kind of reach his hand up at it and prevent it from doing so. But you're gonna like take the attack, and then after doing so, you actually see that it is Zarbrax. And then you guys see very quickly these silhouettes from the edges of your vision start to just quickly swing in and slam into where you guys are at. Connor just kind of like standing over here, probably be a little closer than that. just because of the current state of everything.
Wherever I was before, I was just sitting down, trying to rest. So
Or need cast. Think we could polymorph this whole dragon turtle?
I don't have polymorph.
Yeah. No.
Be easier to talk to.
Very,
You'd probably
very
be in the
quickly.
water. So
Well, we'll be
Ending up
moving though.
on top of you,
unless we
essentially,
polymorph them into a dragon turtle.
are these deep blackish purple forms. They're kind of shapeless, but you can see that they have these long, almost like claw, like almost like sword-like claws that are hyperextended from what their actual
Turn the fucking
form
harpy off.
is. The claws themselves and like the hands
Is it driving you
are
nuts?
disproportionate to the rest of the body, like they're larger. The forms at the bottom, you don't really see legs at first. It's kind of like this black smoke, but then you can actually see something kind of standing there and lurching around. As they come up, you watch one take this huge claw, like slice across Andrew's back, and then as you're looking at that, you feel something trying to stab you in the back, or you can actually see this black smoke as you like turn quickly right after shooting at Zarvarax. So the attack that was going against you on Zarvarax doesn't go through because he like lifts the axe up, and then Chelonia just kind of charms him for a moment. You don't get rid of him like what he was seeing initially. You more just stop him from doing it. And then once his, mind comes back and he's sane again and realizes what's in front of him, he sees behind Ander the kind of dark black smoky creature and yells out to you, "Ander, behind you!" And then you turn around and look as the creature is swinging.
He's trying to trick you. He's
and
gonna
then
hit
you-
you with his axe when you turn around.
If you would, make that attack against Zarvarax if you didn't already. Just doing like a, like a whatever hell that.
Fireball.
Yep,
It's 4d10
30 hits.
and some
Roll the
d10s.
damage. And then it's halved because.
It's fire.
Might be out of version. That's the last page.
Maybe. If you need more, if you need that last page, there's. Oh, you're good. Okay.
Also side print one of them.
Want it again?
Snowball's ink.
Andrew, you are up first.
I think it's 4 out of 17.
Oh wait, they get attacks first though.
Nah, they're good.
Surprise attacks. The one against you, Andrew.
I can't be surprised.
4d10.
I'm just kidding. I got rid of alert. If I still had alert, I wouldn't be able to.
That's a 27 to hit.
Yep.
Miss.
And another one.
Take 11 necrotic damage.
Average.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly average. 10 points to Czar.
Is that half already?
Yeah.
You got that, Andrew?
10 damage.
And then 8 or 14 to hit you, Connor.
Misses.
Okay. You hear Zarvarax yelled at, and you look, you can see the one, and then the one that comes up to your side goes to just like jab the claw into your side, like your midsection area, kind of on your ribs, and you just like jump back away from it, land on the ground, and then pick yourself back up. And with that, we are in combat. Andrew, you're up. What are you doing?
I'll attack this fucking.
That is on you.
You didn't understand who he was coming up on. About all the smoke.
I mean, you didn't seem as much about the smoke when you were about to fight Zarvarax.
Hey, Zarvarax's a different beast. Your cards hit exactly how you want them to. If your next attack hits, it's a critical. Catch this fucking L pussy.
You got a sharpshooter or no?
The bitch in me is saying no. Sharpshooter!
Oh no. I can't tell if the head hold is good or bad.
I was pushing my hair back.
He's just
you know,
trying to do
put
math.
19.
19 misses. God, mother.
He's gonna die. I'm gonna kill
First
him.
card you throw, you watch it very quickly, like, sweat
He use
over
hero
to the side.
dice.
Isn't it too late?
I don't know.
Can I use hero dice after the result?
You need to do it before I give you the result.
What if we rewind time and pretend like you didn't give me the
Ooh.
result?
I didn't consider that.
You rewind time years. That might be different.
Too. Might have hit.
Because you would think about it too much.
Another 19, and then 29.
19 misses, 29 hits.
What damage do I do? Where am I? How do I play this game?
Make sure you, if you have any different types of damage, you eliminate all of them.
All magical.
Oh, God, I took this off.
5 force damage,
5 force damage.
and then 14 years?
Mm.
Yes.
Make an intelligence check.
Never mind, it wasn't rude. Fucking 19.
Okay.
You're talking to a genius, okay?
You throw the card. The card goes clean
Cards
through.
are magical. I just want to put that out there.
Card goes clean through
They're magical.
the form of the creature. You can see there's like this bit of a concussive blast of blue energy from the force damage. The card just goes clean through it and doesn't seem to hurt it at all.
What kind of damage does Sharpshooter do?
Your
Same as your,
additive damage.
same as your card, I think.
So it wouldn't actually do damage?
I guess not. So you probably wouldn't even need to do it for any attacks. Maybe it's for some. I think it's
Whatever
just.
damage is, it just says add 10 damage.
Yeah. I would assume it'd be piercing. Makes more sense.
Sharpshooter.
I used a hero dice? As a 4?
Just says before you make an attack with a ranged weapon that you are proficient with, you can choose to take a -5 penalty to the attack roll. If the attack hits, you add +10 to the attack's damage.
Yeah, so. Would probably be the base damage.
I guess 20, 22, and a 23.
Both hit.
I have 20.
The piercing damage doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I'm not
so
even
just
roll it.
roll the force damage.
Fucking. This is toxic.
Pull out the fire cards.
I don't have them anymore.
Oh.
So. 13 damage?
13
Yeah.
force.
Yep.
Again, the card goes clean through, but something about the arcane magic that is imbued in the card causes it to kind of explode while it goes through the form. That's your turn.
Yippers.
I need Zarbrax to make a wisdom save.
This is fucked up, man. 15.
You use hero dice.
Oh, okay. 3. What did you failed that
Yeah, I got a
Save
lower
too.
number than him the first time.
the first time? Yeah.
I got 8.
I just make one attack at Zarbrax really quickly
Me? Hit him?
from before. Yeah, I just forgot about it. Was all it was.
24.
Hits him. He would have been raging right now.
Oh shit. Oh, I didn't get. You said he would have been raging?
Yep.
I got so much shit everywhere.
Connor, from that initial surprise round, take 15 psychic damage.
Uh-huh.
Andrew, you take 20. And Zarvrex takes 23.
Why do you take more than me?
That's how they roll.
Bro dying.
At this point, the two of you,
Imagine not being here and
Moldrak
dying
and
like that.
Azrael, are kind of like walking back to the group before you start to hear yelling. You can see this like brief bit of light that kind of flashes. You can see the thunder kind of crackling in the distance off of Zarvrax, and you can kind of see that something's not right.
Can your horse carry me?
Yeah.
Hop on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You right now are probably like a good, we'll just call it like
Horse didn't
500
move.
feet away.
Just stay
So
still after
the
it.
horse dashing
Start going
does
backwards.
what, 180? So like 3 rounds, you guys will be there.
Fuck, that's so
3
long.
rounds. Holy shit, you guys went so far, man.
That's being generous.
We did the Scooby-Doo mistake and split up.
Jinkies, I can't find my glasses.
They're over there.
Okay. Fuck, I just did. What do my defense do? Oh yeah.
Just give
You
me
rolled
that.
that wisdom save for Zar. Is it
Yeah.
16?
15.
15? Okay, it's a fail.
Use
Zarvrax
hero dice.
looking around.
You're in past.
He kind of like does this quick
I
like
thought it was
look,
gonna be okay.
sees the creature that's directly
What
behind you,
universe? We're level 17.
and the creature itself to Zarvrax looks like it moves forward, and he just swings down. But him swinging is actually swinging and bringing the axe down onto you. So you need to roll an attack with Zarvrax.
That's on you. You could have saved him.
It is on them.
It is. It's hitting.
Exactly how he would attack the creature any other way.
So he would go halfway, because he never goes full force. That'd be
He
crazy.
never attacks enemies full force.
No, he's always just
He's
like
known
that.
for like half swings.
If he could crit on 19s, dude, I'd be the most sick fucking barbarian.
3 levels of fighter.
Definitely hits me.
Okay, roll the damage.
12.
I think he does more than that.
You gotta add
Oh,
the
and
lightning.
2d6, dude. Fuck this guy. Jesus.
Just rolled such high damage.
Just fucked myself up.
Yeah. Well, see you in 3 rounds.
22 plus 9. 31. Robot kill me and shit.
Yeah.
Somebody kill Zarvrax. Fuck it. Zarvrax is main enemy number 1. I was here first in this party.
Zar swings forward, and then you feel the axe bury into your kind of like upper shoulder area. You can see blood instantly just like shoot out of it. The lightning kind of crackles up towards your neck, causing you to like tense up a little bit.
Does he zap me
And then
too?
as he pulls the, no, it's just the action. As he pulls the axe back, the blood kind of splattering, he like looks like, oh fuck, like frantic. He looks disheveled that he's just done that. But he looks back at the one that's directly behind you.
I can't believe you've done this.
I'm a mess
And
over
then
here, man.
for the other one,
I'm
just gotta
fighting
do 2
myself.
You
attacks.
good? You want me to play him? You're panicked.
I'm good. I'm good. We're chilling.
To
chilling.
hit
I just wish
you,
fucking
Connor,
hurt
you roll for a 22.
He's going nuts. I'm so scared right now. That's what it's supposed to do.
First one is
So I'm find the heart and slay the
8
fire.
damage.
That's the dragon.
Second one is 12 for a total of 20.
all the way to this shit, bro?
It's necrotic.
Big ass heart.
Size of a giant ass building.
It's like this big.
Yeah. Oh, to power this whole thing.
Yeah, it's the last heart.
Okay.
Forming the blade as we're like flying in.
Okay.
Blood right on it.
Got it.
Oh, I'm definitely right before we get into battle. I'm gonna put some enhancements on. What are the odds? These are the only things we fight today.
You're up.
And then Zaxria.
So I saw. Did I see the cards go right through these demon knights? Did I see that happen?
No, you'd have been too focused on making sure Zaxria didn't split Andrew in half. But you can definitely see the forms of the creatures here and here.
All right, I'm gonna
zip around past both of them, and I'm going to try punching it.
Leave these ones here.
And see if I can hit it. So the first one is a 20. No, I'm sorry, a 24.
I don't know if you can handle
You're
it.
probably gonna hit me, so like.
Cool.
I don't want.
Honestly, it's worth
First
it.
one hits, but doesn't appear to do any sort of damage. Your
He's
fist
gonna-
just like goes clean through it.
He's gonna use his
Even
breath
though my
weapon
fist
too.
magical doesn't matter.
Throw the axe at me. Don't do it.
Oh, it only does 60, 10. Cool.
So then I'm going to
89, 87.
So I'm gonna hold my action.
Will you use your action to attack?
Or okay, can I use dodge as a bonus action?
Yes, with your
Step of the
stance.
wind.
Just gotta burn a key. It's on there somewhere.
Yeah.
Just step of the wind or something.
Yep.
Okay. After that, Czar's up.
I'm Czar.
Okay.
Rawr.
I'm Czar.
Go ahead with your turn.
What am I doing? Am I attacking my allies?
Nope, you're fully aware of what's going on. It's
Okay, cool. Sick.
I'd still attack Andrew anyway.
Yeah, I'd take one swing at him.
Fuck that guy.
Who's is this like guy with wings over here the closest?
Disappeared, but also text.
Okay, he's gonna run. Can he? Is there a spot he can run where he can shoot his breath weapon to hit both of them?
What is his breath weapon exactly?
It's 15 foot. No, I thought it was like a line. It's a 15-foot cone, I guess.
You changed it.
Oh, I think he's got another one.
I don't know. There's one that says fire and one that says lightning.
Oh, he can just change the damage type. That's what it was.
But I don't know about the range itself.
Yeah.
Are they more than 15 feet apart?
Oh, I think in the this one they changed the life that's what it was.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I can't hit both of them? Yeah, like right there, sure.
The thing is, if it's a cone, you probably hit.
What if he went behind Connor?
I guess actually, if he goes here, I'd say. No, it's. Thank you.
That's bigger than I thought.
The cone goes to here. Yeah, you can do it.
Okay. I'm guessing that's a dex save? Yeah. So I need to make dexterity saves.
What type of damage is it?
I'm gonna say lightning, because it's either fire or lightning, so.
Watch as the lightning kind of crackles out and just seems to just go clear through their forms. Does not seem too
Let me
effective.
get all the dice ready. Fire.
Connor, you're up.
Alright. So I'm going to bonus action Misty Step. So 30 feet just like this one.
There was 3 creatures.
Yeah.
I only see 2.
Yeah. And then, in between these ones, I'm gonna put up a wall of light.
Where? Like here?
Yep.
Okay. How big?
Thick.
60 feet long. 10 feet high. 5 feet thick.
like a straight line.
Yeah, kind of like cut the battle too, almost.
Oh yeah.
Okay. How thick is it?
5 feet.
Okay, so it's just the
It's
width
the
of it.
tiles.
Yeah. All right. This huge white wall emerges. You can see the creatures like almost shy away from it.
Also, it's 120 feet of bright light.
Yeah, they definitely shy away from it and are like not retreating from it, but almost like putting
Yeah,
their
I
back
gotta-
to it and like looking away from
I
it.
make a con save right away, I think. When the wall appears, each creature in its area must make a con save. On a failed save, creature takes 48 radiant and is blinded for 1 minute.
Are you dropping it on top of one then?
I don't think I can with my hand right there. I'd have to move it back if I want to try and get the other one.
You just want to leave it where it is?
Yep.
Because right where it is right now, it wouldn't like directly affect either of them. I believe, right? Because they have to be inside of it.
I don't know.
I guess move it back to the other one.
Okay.
Shoot.
That's true.
Okay.
That's the difference from missing like the wall of fire and stuff, is you can't turn it or anything like that. Just a straight line.
All right. So what kind of save?
Con.
17.
Fail.
It's blinded for 1 minute.
Yep. Also takes
Blinded by the wall.
26 radiant damage.
Quadrupled. For whatever reason. For 104 damage.
I'll take it.
Is that 26?
Yep.
Okay. You watch as the wall kind of falls down onto the creature, and it starts to. It doesn't make any noise, but you can see it just sporadically, like moving around very quickly. The form is like getting warped and torn around. You can see the radiant energy like pushing into its form and trying to almost like separate it, and it trying to get away from it as best it can. It seems like it seriously wounded it. Like not to the point where you think it's gonna like die right now, but whatever damage you just did was very impactful. Does not appear to be affected by the blind, however.
Well, it's blinded for 1 minute, so.
Oh, did you?
Yep. I hit you 5 times, and then I hit you with the breath weapon.
Round
Connor
2.
actually hasted him so he could hit you more.
Andrew, you're up.
No, he's on your side now, so.
So you think?
He's just baiting me.
Good. Should pull out your radiant cards too.
Yeah.
If I had radiant cards, I'd never use any other cards. Okay.
That's fair.
Ace of clubs. On hit, deal 1d8 bludgeoning damage. Increase to 4d8 at level 15.
I don't think bludgeoning damage affects it.
Woo! Still gonna try.
Neither does lightning damage, so don't try using any lightning on it.
Does the bludgeoning even do anything?
It can only be hit by radiant damage, apparently.
Ace of hearts. The force damage did damage, I'm pretty
No.
sure. I'm gonna throw this card at myself.
Oh, nice.
Because
Is
I'm
it a
dying.
healing card?
Yeah.
You're fine. You got plenty of
I
health.
don't
I
care.
might have more myself.
What are you at?
66.
Throw it at Connor.
Another guy's throwing their weapons at us.
Got bait, it's not actually a healing card.
You get healed 2
He
health.
threw the bludgeoning card at me.
Oh shit, mixed them up.
Fuck. Connor's
critical
arm
2
blown
HP, so you're pretty much unkillable at this point.
Yeah.
These will not be sharpshooter.
Okay.
20 is the lowest one.
Hit.
The other one's a 30. Does that one hit?
Still trying to figure out what monster I'm gonna make that has this AC threshold.
Oh, like a
Like
height?
if you throw
Or too
no,
high?
Like if, yeah.
Those felt so cool. 5, 10, 14. 14 damage. And then 2 more attacks. Unfortunately, one of these is gonna crit. The other one crit. It's anybody's wondering. 22 is the lowest one, and the other one is a 30 again.
You really had me believing.
It just does more damage when you make that noise. 24 damage.
You gotta start doing that every time.
I'll do it every time.
Yep.
Hey, let me check. Okay, let's
Try one without
Wait,
it.
what-
Try
what
one
was
without it. No, do it without it to see if it's
Oh, yeah,
better.
you're right. There's that one was lower.
Okay.
I thought
You start throwing the cards through, and again, the card itself is going to
think
clear
it's still
through, but
better.
there's this like blue combustion of arcane energy that happens inside of its form. And then after that, the creatures.
It's okay, I still got 2 rounds.
I'm just going to swing twice at Ander.
How many Zarrexes, Piper? Thank you, sir. Did you try the lightning breath?
Wait, it's gonna do anything.
Does a 12 hit you?
Who? A 12? Use some hero dice just for the fun of
miss.
it, because
You pass through the wall, I'm assuming?
Yeah, but you
only
can't
take
see
damage
through
if you
it.
stop.
Can't see through it.
he doesn't even know what's going on over here. All he can hear also is. You ever hear fire? That bit's loud, dude.
But he was in the wall, so
Yeah.
We'd have to roll a direction dice to see what we.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Where's
he's
my-
not.
Here it is.
I feel like we just finessed you with that one. I'm not gonna lie to
did
you. Oh, he was inside. Oh, okay, now.
spawn the wall.
So he doesn't know where he's
They
at.
also can't be blinded,
Did you just die?
but radiant damage does a
Not
lot.
sure.
Of
He just died. I think he just walked out that way, and we can't see through the fire.
Shadows, now he's full health.
And he's like, come fuck us up. He about to make Zarbrax fuck us up.
Chelonia, you're up.
Can you do
How
damage
much?
right now?
No, I can't. How much health do you have?
I'm at 89.
Okay. I'm going to disengage.
Okay.
I'll spend a key point to do that.
Okay.
Without getting hit. And go right between them. And then I'll use my healing pool.
Okay.
I have 180 plus 18, so I have 198 worth of health. So take what you guys just take the full heal. I should still have some left over.
How much do you need?
Let me get my
875.
exact number. I think I'm like 50. Cannot display.
They're really having fun. Whatever they got going on, having a great time. They keep laughing and giggling. Probably aren't fighting no demons, that's for sure. I'm trying to get where they're at.
Yeah, it's 130.
I'm accepting the dark, I think it's the final solution.
So,
And then a demon kicked the door open,
need-
screamed at him, and they still just laughed at
I
his
need
bitch ass.
45.
75, 45,
100.
15, 20. You're right. I'm stupid. Numbers are hard, dude. You know what I'm saying? You know when you put a 5 and a 5 together, you get a 0? It's shit crazy, dude.
zero together right next to each other.
Right next to each other? Like together? Like a 50? I was like, this sounds like a trick question, but also he might just be asking you to say 50.
Which would have been a trick question.
I guess so, that is true. They didn't hear your cough, but they did hear you swing it in the air.
Okay. Good with the healing. Figured that out.
Yep.
Okay. You guys are both to full.
Good.
Yipers. Zarvarax is up.
Who am I targeting this time?
Whoever he
You're
wants.
free.
Hidden Anger. Yes. Going to hit the demon recklessly.
Okay.
Well, I really can't. You know what? I get it. He can't roll a natural 20. I get why. The dice are broken. What is this? Oh, clever. 28 to hit.
Hits.
I don't even know why I checked that.
Probably still works.
He just hit with his axe.
Yeah.
Brings the axe down, cuts clean through it.
Oh,
Doesn't hurt it.
probably don't roll the d6s. Oh, I can't do damage.
Shouldn't the axe do thunder and lightning damage? Is either of those effective?
Seems completely unaffected.
He swings, and then it does nothing. He's gonna breath of fire, dude. Like that.
I might take it.
No, it's an attack. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Does the fire hurt him? If
The
you
fire-
tell me no.
Encompasses the entire form of the creature. Seems unaffected.
I don't think I have any damage if we...
Zara actually gonna go take a nap also. It's just me. I'm the only one that can hit it, and I guess you. And you got radiant.
Connor, you're up.
Take your time. I don't know. We don't need the rest of the table.
I'm just gonna go do some more investigating.
Yeah, we're good.
Alright.
I can't do anything. You can just drop me off. Actually, you guys.
So a piece of the wall
Okay.
kind of condenses on itself, creates a beam, and it flies towards the enemy.
Okay. It doesn't
The
have
guy
to be like
doesn't take
from
fire
that spot,
damage?
right? It just like condenses the wall gets smaller. That's what happens, right?
A piece of the wall goes away. Yeah.
Okay.
The
You
guy
have
who
to pick
doesn't
which
take fire
piece, doesn't
damage?
matter.
No, it's just like 5 feet of the wall.
Okay.
Or is it 5 feet? I want to say it's 5 feet. 10 feet.
Okay. Dex save again?
Nope. I gotta make a.
Oh, a spell attack?
Yep.
Okay.
Which guy are we hitting?
The one that's on you guys.
Natural 20.
Oh.
Isn't he immune to fire?
It's radiant.
Radiant.
This is
Oh.
a wall of light.
It's a wall of light. Sheesh! Thought that was a wall of fire, my guy.
That's not good.
You got a wall of light in there, bro, in your pocket.
I'll put a flashlight in there, maybe.
Cheeky.
22 damage.
Flashlight. You know, I'm glad we went.
How much damage?
Fire full of fire.
Double it.
44.
Double it again.
Double it or give it to the next person.
88.
Double it or give it to the next person.
It's like kids with all those cookies.
Do you just quadruple that?
Yeah.
A huge beam of light. Actually, it's not even really like a big beam. It's just this focused beam of radiant energy that slams into the form of the creature, causing it like part of it to just almost disappear and fizzle out, to where you can see it almost like shrink in size from the immense blast that it just suffered from the radiant damage.
Is this like is it like wispy looking, or does it look like a full figure?
It's wispy looking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like in the light, if it like
No, it looks
has
very,
more
very
of a
wispy.
figure, like a corporeal look to it.
Yeah. Okay. Next round. I need Azrael and Muldrick to roll initiative.
Welcome to the fight, boys.
Thanks.
24.
25.
You got a 25?
Smack on the ground.
Yeah, bro. You're still after. You're still after me, but chill, bro.
Ander, you're up.
Not for long.
We'll go Ander, Muldrick, Azrael.
I'm taking the feat that gives me more initiative.
Shit, I'm about to. I wish I did. I wouldn't have got surprise attacked.
Nightmare's over here, but
I don't know where he's at.
Just because I get to add
I don't really need him any.
Yeah.
Need the mini anyway.
If I hit him with this card, I teleport to him. So, like, no way he's running from me.
No, that is. I get it.
Natural 20 and a 19. Tell me, oh yeah, is in the play, okay? The other one's a 4 and misses wildly. But, what the fuck is the D4 damage that I do? The extra D4 for getting the crit. It just,
You can just count it as force damage.
I just, by the way, I got 2 crits. That's what the 19 and 20 mean.
Oh.
They were both crits.
Don't you get to add dice to it? Too?
Yeah. I don't have to. 56 damage.
Oh, okay. How many cards was that? 2?
Yeah.
You take both cards and throw them together, kind of almost like sandwiched. And then once they pass through the form, there's this combustion of blue energy that causes the creature to disappear.
He's right behind you. I'm just going to put these at the top of the deck because I wouldn't have drawn them, but I do have to use them. One is a jack, and it seems cheap to go, well, I didn't attack him, so I'm just going to put this at the bottom of the deck.
Are you supposed to shuffle it every fight, or is it every day?
Every day.
Gotcha. Because they lose their right, they lose their magic.
That's how we
quality.
ran out. That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Second time.
The creatures disappear. You guys, Azrael and Muldrick, like fly up on the nightmare. You can see a couple people have some wounds. This huge wall of light that would have appeared that would have drawn you more towards where you guys were going.
Did we see the creature on the other side?
You saw, oh no, like over here? No. But you did see Ander throw the 2 cards at the one, causing it to kind of erupt.
What's going on?
Some form of spirits, monsters. I don't know.
Shadowy things?
Yeah.
Might have been the ones that were following us. Are there any more?
There was one on the other side of that wall. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe it died in there.
We didn't see anything.
There's the one over here.
There's no form of anything there.
We gotta do something about this party members hitting each other, though. Like, I don't know how we stop that, but... Because Zarvax is hit me with his axe, and I don't want that to
Sorry.
happen again, ever.
Didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, I know. I don't blame
My
you.
bad.
But-
I'm gonna stick my head to the other side of the wall and see if I can see anything.
Make a perception check.
22.
22.
120 feet right like.
You can see the creature, like, at the edge, like, just pretty much going the opposite direction of the light, almost like it's running away.
And then 120 and down.
I see him. He's over. He's like running away over here.
Just looking back like, oh shit.
What do you guys think those guys can be restrained?
No.
No. I'm gonna
I-
run. I'm gonna run after it.
Okay.
I run up to the wall and see if I can see this thing. If I can do that. Or, I don't know if we're doing free action.
no,
or
we're just
going
doing
by
free
round.
action.
Okay.
We're
Did
good.
we try thunder damage against him?
Really? So that his axe didn't do damage, which does both. I'm pretty sure.
As you begin to chase it, you get, you can see them running too, as they're running. You get to a point, you realize that it's outpacing you. It's faster than you are, for sure.
Bro got boots.
And it gets to a point where, like, very quickly, while dashing outside of the bright light, it's kind of getting into the dim light, and you can see it slowly getting to the point where it's going to be harder to see it, obviously, because it's going into the darkness. But you can see, as you, like, get up to that, they're like a good 100 feet away once you've reached over there. You can see them just very quickly kind of disappearing.
Even if it doesn't take damage, would it still take effects?
Depends on the effect.
Okay, like if
Is
I
this-
wanted to stun him.
Is this the same thing that we just fought? Or is it a... Okay, just making sure.
That's the one that was on the other side of the wall.
I was upstairs when
Oh, yeah,
the
you're
other
right.
one showed up. What?
He got stuck in the light.
I thought you called me a bitch. Right? He could be a bitch, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're a bitch. You know what I'm saying? What is that? Now you're whistling?
Can I get
Shit.
to where he's like within 30 feet of me? I mean, obviously he's outpacing me,
What's your move speed?
but 40 in combat.
You called he was outpacing him before you even knew his move speed?
Well, I knew he was. I just didn't know by how much.
Bro got like 90 move speed.
No, you wouldn't be able to get within 30 feet.
I give up. What do you want me to say?
I quit.
Just telling you how it is. What you do with the information I provide is totally up to you.
It's all up to you. You just can't do what you want to.
That's what I mean.
Yep. And the guy who decides if you can do it is him. So technically, just controls all your decisions.
Can I get within 60 feet?
Really. They think this lightning is funny.
Oh, within 60? Yes, you would be within 60.
Never mind.
Okay. Eventually, as you're chasing it, you realize that it is for naught, and it disappears into the darkness.
It's alright, we'll see him later.
I know. I'm trying to stop them now.
It's on the cards, man.
You're not chasing him, sure.
At least you, bro.
I want to eat another war.
How many? Is it like 100 in there? Is it only warheads?
I don't know.
You see any of those little Sour Patch things, don't we want? Like little straw things. Yep.
I knew he wasn't ready for
I
that
was
shit.
not.
Lucky you got glasses, bro. You'd be blind.
No, I'd have caught it like that.
Eyeball dice roll.
An eye roll, if you will. Okay. You return back to the party.
This guy, bro.
You about to eat a warhead?
Huh?
You about to eat a warhead?
Yeah.
How do you
Solid.
do with sour stuff?
What do you
Solidarity.
mean?
I remember,
What about the
remember when you
fudge?
bought that, was that malic acid?
Yeah, that shit's crazy. That ain't even sour. That's pain. You put that shit on your tongue, you're like,
Stuff sour.
yeah. It's fucking stupid.
Water bottle?
Huh?
Is this my water bottle?
Yes, that's the second one.
You guys reconvene, still at the edge of the edge of the shell there, about 500 or so feet away from the lip that you guys jumped down
Just
initially.
Oh, we go back up to the shop? Or are we still over here?
I think we're where we were at.
I just keep the wall up because it's there for 10 minutes anyways.
We found where we think the head is at.
Did you see anything?
Yeah, Azrael did his thing, and he saw this big devil-looking lady with big horns. She did some sort of I don't know, curse or something on the turtle, and it made this black smoke.
Devil looking lady?
Yeah, she's like 14, 15 feet tall. Never seen anything like it.
Top.
The head's obviously underwater.
Do we have any way to get rid of curses, guys?
Only that's more of a holy magic kind of thing. I can't do anything.
How about you, Chelonia? Can you get rid of curses?
No.
Nothing?
Restoration spell. Can you do that? Maybe of the greater variety?
Nope.
Restoration?
I don't have those kind of powers yet.
Like,
I've got lesser restoration.
but not greater.
I've got heal.
Would be helpful if we had a level 18 paladin right now.
We would never have one of those.
Made of full metal. And maybe slightly a robot.
Yeah.
Could have been cool. Unfortunately, we don't have that.
Do you know a timeline of when you see these visions, or is it just something that's happened?
Something in the past.
He gets like a movie clip thing where it says in the bottom left where he's at. He's
So this lady cast some weird spell on the turtle. And then what's that?
Yeah, the like reeled in pain. And eventually the head just went under the water. Tried to bite out.
I mean, maybe I can do something, but I don't know how or if it'll work. I'd probably have to get pretty close to the turtle's head.
Okay, well, I think you can kind of fly up to speed with it. But I'm worried about the head coming up above the water and just like snapping you out of the air.
Well, to get to the head, we have to go underneath anyway.
Yeah, we might have to like climb up its neck.
Like climb down its neck
Yeah, climb
to the
down
head.
its-
And
I mean, I could tie you like to a rope to me and I could climb down the head.
Are we gonna like all come? Because
I think
I don't know.
almost splitting up is a good idea.
Do you guys all think you can hang on is the problem? You guys could wait in the water just above, but I think the neck is like at least a few hundred feet or
Oh,
something.
I just meant like, are we going to all make our way towards like where you're gonna do this?
Oh, I would think so, yeah. Is there, from where we're at, like a vantage point to where we were before, or no? It's like too big to see that distance.
Yeah, it's too great of a distance.
Okay.
But you're probably about 500 or so feet away from where you guys went to the top of that
Okay.
shell there.
We should probably all go over there.
Think anyone at Arcanoria could teleport someone back to where we are right now?
No.
Like if we stayed here and someone left, to maybe go get someone from Ten of Vest.
Don't think
Sweet.
so.
So we have the water here.
They would have to go to Teneveth and then to the keep to get back here, right? Because the only person who knows how to teleport to Azeron is at the keep.
I just didn't know if one of the high mages could like
Oh yeah, one of
teleport to like
How did you
Connor.
guys teleport to what? Redwood Forest? Like, how do you
Tobias.
like how do you teleport directly to there?
Oh, I don't know. I'm guessing he just knows some kind of magic.
Like, was it like he teleported to something, or was it?
Do you know? Like, is it based on like just knowing a location or an object there, or?
He's pretty attuned with teleportation magic, so he might be able to just go to places he's been to in the past.
Oh, I guess that's.
Hmm.
Have you been there before?
Where?
That's where we met him.
He has been.
That's true. That was a while ago.
Could they like scry on us and you could find out where we are?
Well, well, actually, we only scried internally. We didn't try scrying outside of the circle, or outside of.
Well, we'll have to wait until. I mean, I could do a ritual, but
My only idea was to bring some paladin or priest.
Well, if anything, I kind of I want to see if the magics I have can do anything to help this.
we could at least go check it out.
Yeah.
Can you?
Isn't there
Curses,
a
I'm not
portal?
sure, but magical effects. I
A
think.
Isn't there a portal here?
To where?
Yes,
Isn't
but they
someone-
shut it down. And it's probably back
In the
where we
palace.
came from. Yeah. If I had to guess.
Right, and you know, we don't even know if we could get it running again. It might be like the portal at our house where you have to spend like a year doing it.
Maybe it's like two of them have to approve it or force their magics.
Okay, well, I would imagine Zorvrax can probably hang on just fine. I should be able to climb down the neck. Do you want to tie ourselves together with a rope? You should be able to breathe. I'm just worried about you being able to hang on.
Still think we should let Brian back, but he can only do healing spells.
You can't even use a weapon or make attacks.
He
Yeah.
just has to stay there and heal us. Yep.
I mean, it's up to you. But
I don't know how well it works in a Viking campaign, but.
Yeah, we can try that.
okay. I don't know if you can.
Fastest swimmer, but
I don't know if you can fly us both down to the water.
You two can just take the nightmare.
Okay. Well, I think we'll probably just try to make our way to a point where we can climb down the neck underneath the water, as opposed to dropping into the water and trying to grab on.
This thing's moving pretty fast.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of force of water.
Either way, though, well, I guess we could get up ahead of it and let it come to us, but then it's also moving fast and we gotta grab onto it either way.
If we do get lost under there, as long as we're close to each other, I can probably get us back up onto the shell.
Yeah, I have another fly for
Also,
the day
with
too.
this water walking, we just jet ourselves to the surface.
Yeah,
Unless we're underneath.
that's true. I think it just you around whatever you're. I think you just make your way on the fastest route to the surface. All right. Well, we'll probably just send the horse back to you once we get down there.
Alright.
Tie myself and Connor roped up together. Oh, I guess Sarbrax could go too, but
I think Andrew. Probably fit Andrew in between you.
you coming with us?
Am I?
That's up to you.
Is there a point?
I don't know. Do you think there is?
Not really.
Okay. Well,
Just in case I need it for anything, Connor's going to cast tongues on himself.
Okay.
It's 1 hour. Doesn't have to concentrate.
Is that the one that licks you all over?
More like forest around us.
it's an
in there.
eldritch spell.
Forest,
Tongues
is it?
appear out
Yeah,
of
there's like some trees
darkness.
and such.
We ain't need nothing
No,
appearing
no,
out the
only
darkness
uses it
right
late
now.
Late at night.
Yeah.
Onward.
All right, so
Didn't move again.
you and Connor are tied together and on the nightmare.
Yep.
Okay,
Not tied to that.
Not
right.
tied
I
to
got
the
you.
knife.
But the two of you have like rope around the two of you and
Yeah.
are tied together. Okay. And you are doing what exactly right now?
I want to fly down to, like where we were at the top of the shell, where we thought the head was. I want to fly like as low as I can, following the, like it moving inward
Okay.
to, if I can find like skin of this beast or something I can get onto to go down into the water.
Okay. Are you going into the water to do so, or just above the surface?
Is there no exposed skin whatsoever?
Buried base of the neck or something.
Yeah, like I feel like if it's on the surface, some part of it has to be above the water that I can grab onto and climb down.
You can see. It's not as close as you would think it would be, but you can see, like from sitting here and looking. Well, actually, no, you can't really see very well because there's that black smoke that's kind of sitting above where the base of the neck of the creature is. But if you start to like go away from the base of the neck a little bit, you can see down into the water a little bit to where you can see probably like a good 20 or so feet down at best, like just based on your perception from looking in the water and looking at it. It looks kind of close. You can see what seems to be some sort of a large form of something under the water.
Okay.
So you know that it's there at least. You just don't know exactly how far down it is.
Okay. Well, is there like an opening I can fly back into?
Inside the shell,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of one like on the part where the shell meets the water, but it looks like it almost goes into like, it would be like an underwater cave type deal as opposed to somewhere you can walk in.
I'm gonna fly towards that and see if there's like a spot that's like much closer to the surface as opposed to being out in the moving water trying to grab onto something.
Okay. From where you are, like the shell coming downward, and you start flying around trying to navigate and look for the best possible option of how you could get down towards the head of Mizak. You do notice that the nightmare occasionally is able to kind of slow down from the pace that it's keeping for the most part. It seems that the pace of Mizak is kind of like varying, and then you can also tell like there's this slight little bit of like a turn to it every now and then. It's nothing like super sharp, but it's gradual enough to where like if you're sitting in front of it, you notice it because you're trying to like float and keep pace with it. So the nightmare kind of has to like catch up. It seems kind of sporadic. Doesn't really seem like there's any agenda to its movements. And as you're like kind of at the base of the neck, you can see that there are kind of like these pockets that go underneath the shell of like where it probably goes underneath, and there's like, you know, some form of the dragon turtle beneath the shell, if that makes sense, like it's hollowed out somewhere. But you can also see where these pockets are, that there are these very kind of like chitinous bits of skin or like hide that are kind of protecting it a little bit. Once you start to get closer and trying to find your best avenue for approach to get down there, it really doesn't seem like there's any sort of super safe, efficient way to just drop in and be like right at the head. It kind of is one of those things where you're just going to have to roll with whatever you think is going to be best, it seems.
I'm not trying to get like right to the head. I just want to find a spot that I can, even if it's a cliff, something where I'm already latched onto the creature as I go into the water.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
then you
the
can
way that
climb
the way that the shell goes down, it looks like it kind of continues to where you could be holding on to that. as
Yeah,
you're,
something
like,
where I don't have to drop into the water and the turtle's moving and smashes into
Right.
me, or
Yeah, that part where the shell kind of goes down and meets the surface of the water, you're pretty confident that that's attached somewhere to where you can kind of like scale that down in the water. You just don't know how difficult or easy it'll be when you're in there.
Well, I'm gonna find a spot and latch onto the wall. Like, all right, Connor, you probably just want to hang on to me. We're gonna have to climb down into the water. All right,
Instinctually, though.
you just go back to Azrael. I'll start climbing my way down.
Can you telepathically communicate with the nightmare? Do you know?
It says nobody's spoken commands.
Okay, yeah, sure, no issues going back. I was just curious. Okay, the nightmare, as you latch on and Connor gets off as well and you tell it to go back, disappears and begins to trail up towards where they were.
I'll start.
Is it the lions that don't give a fuck? Isn't one of the like summon things that we have not care or
Lions
something?
turn into a wyvern,
I thought it was a chimera. Alright, I'm gonna start descending.
Okay. The first instance that your foot kind of reaches into the water, you start to feel the pressure a little bit, like that force that's kind of pushing back.
Okay.
It's not as strong as you think it was going to be.
As long as we hug the neck really close, I think hopefully it'll be lessened.
The more you kind of get down, the less force you actually start to feel, in a way. Like once you get to the base of the neck, it seems like it kind of widens a little bit where you are and then starts to narrow more towards the head and then kind of maybe widen once more. But once you get down, you're probably about chest high in the water. You're still holding on. Connor's like kind of maybe like chin high, just the way that he's like holding on to you. And then you start to drop down into the water more. That black smoke that's there is like still kind of there. Look back at it and can see it's just like kind of like coalescing and curling around the neck and going up towards the where you assume the head to be. The head is, you can see the base of the head. It has, now that you're kind of looking, you can see now underwater, you're probably like a good 8 or so feet down, still holding on, and that force of water that you're expecting to be pushing against you just isn't there. You see now Miyazaki in his immensity, and you can see this deep sea green color that his scales are, like his actual skin and flesh. You can see his head at the front, like kind of swaying side to side, and it causes like these little vortexes of water almost, like underneath the surface to just kind of like push outward, and you can see little bits of bubbles that splash over to the side. Most of it, before it even reaches the surface, has kind of dissipated out. You can tell that you're moving pretty quick, but not like super fast. It's just because of the sheer size of him that causes it to seem so quick. You can see his mouth is much like a snapping turtle, as his head is kind of turned to the side, and his head itself has this kind of large hardened carapace at the top, like this like almost shield essentially. Looking back at what you can see of his body, you can't really see much from where you are, but you do see like over to the side, like beyond where the shell is, like there's this opening. You can see one of the like fins that just kind of like comes forward as he's like slowly swimming through. It's just like you only see like a portion of it, and it just takes up your whole vision as it comes across the front. And you know, like just getting like tapped by that, like you're just getting dragged and probably just thrown through the water. Even though it doesn't look like it's moving with a ton of force, there has to be an insane amount of strength that's just causing him to like, you know, be able to swim and go through the water. Underneath here, you can see a lot more than you were expecting to, but that smoke just seems to be clinging towards his head and like neck and like curling around, and you can see him like kind of moving his head down and like looking around and then like biting over here occasionally. Once you get down into the water, it gets very quiet. The rain, once you get far enough down to where you're at like the base of the neck, which is like a good 12 feet now at this point, to where you think you could probably even like turn around and just be standing on the neck and not have to worry about getting tossed off. It's pretty quiet. You don't really hear the rain, don't hear the thunder.
I'll turn around and see if I can just stand up here.
Okay. Yeah, you turn around and at the base of the
my
neck,
feet in, I will.
you are standing. You can definitely feel a little bit of force pushing you back.
Okay.
And you know that at some spots in it, you'll probably have more of that pushing against you. But it seems that his head itself keeps a lot of that like current or whatever's pushing. It just kind of like splits and pushes back, so everything isn't just like built up and sloshing against the shell there and then the base of his neck.
Okay, I'll stay a little low to try and minimize even more of that, but I'll just like try to walk forward and be like even more of a current break for Connor behind me.
Okay.
And if you want to walk, you can.
Yeah.
The nightmare returns to you for you to do with as you wish. You guys are all just staying up here right now?
Do you have any more of
I was
those?
gonna have Zara make a fire. You could. So,
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I had any more.
And that's
You just
the-
find one to kind of shelter underneath.
And that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
professional fire maker. Okay.
I thought they were all gone.
All right. Made
Okay.
about one in my entire.
Oh, I have
D&D
2 bulbs
campaign.
left. Could I have done something retroactively, Billy?
Depends on what it is.
So I have 2 bulbs of shared mind potion left. Could I?
Give one to somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just give it to. I don't know. I want to say Zarvrax, but just because I feel like maybe he'd know the most about this creature, but he's also not here.
That boy a turtle. I'm just like.
That's a dragon. He's a turtle.
Is a dragon.
I'm gonna give the other
Closer to
one to Azrael.
My son.
Just in case we need it.
He's like a turtle.
Other than that, we'll keep walking.
Okay.
Moving forward.
You probably walk a good 70 to 80 feet. At that point, you're probably only like a third of the way, maybe a little less, to where the actual head is. And like I said, you can see the smoke that's just like curling around the head and like going back and forth. And it looks like the actual like part of his head, like at the top, like at the very top of it, has a large collection of like this dark black smoke like energy. I don't even really want to call it smoke. It's more like a cloud. Like, it doesn't seem like wispy. It's just this very dense energy.
Just go over there and like smack it out here.
You guys get to a point where you kind of crest up. The head itself, like, turns down a little bit to where, like, you're standing on the neck, and you see the head, like, up at the front do one of these, and you standing back here, you feel this rush of water start to, like, roll back, and you can feel it kind of push against you. And you both make strength checks. Actually, athletics is fine. Because it's kind of almost like a grapple.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to hold on.
18.
30.
30? Okay. You, with the 18, you feel that pressure against you, and you more just kind of grab Moldrak and hold on to him, as opposed to grabbing onto the neck or trying to find somewhere you could grab. Because Moldrak just digs in his talons and just pretty much, or his claws, and is like locked in, and it doesn't even seem to phase like the Miyazaki at all. And you, like, as you dig your fingers in, it feels very, very tough, very, very strong, to the point where you're pretty positive right now it doesn't even feel it to even a little bit. As you do that and you're kind of hunkered down looking, your vision being turned just from the water rushing through, so it's not like blasting in your eyes or anything crazy. The shell itself has like these deep scars on it. You can see, like, in the actual part, like, back now that you're a little further, it looks like there's some sort of big-ass front of a ship that's just, like, lodged into the spot, like, where it's, like, swimming through. Like, it just has caught on, or, like, grabbed it at some point, and it's just stuck there. You can see that there are even, like, these large, almost, like, barnacle-like, porpoise-type things that are adhered to the underbelly of it on that side. You can see at the top part of the shell where it kind of meets the surface of the water that it's just kind of like tore up and jagged, but it's also at the same time kind of calcified from healing over the years. Definitely something that you're just kind of not even really able to grasp fully mentally, like looking at it. And I'm talking like these pieces are enormous, and the ship that's buried into the side looks like a canoe compared to the size of Miyazaki here. Once the gust of water you can feel, or rush of the water that's coming up the neck is kind of subsided a little bit, you start to push forward again as the head kind of picks itself back up, and you release and start to walk forward once more. As you're walking through, you kind of look over to the right and can see these like huge schools of fish that are going by, and then as Miyazaki is like swimming forward, they seem to actually be like riding within that current that he's like pushing behind him, and not even just him. You can see like other large kind of like fish-like creatures, this huge eel that's just kind of like swimming through it, and then eventually they kind of like break off at certain points and some kind of jump on into it, and there's just this variety of sea life that's down here. Most of it is hundreds and hundreds of feet away, but you can kind of see it moving around in the distance and everything. You get to a point where it is pretty much dead silent because you're low enough beneath the surface of the water. The thunder kind of rumbles every now and then, and that's about all you can hear. You do hear the water kind of rushing around you. You guys are just trying to make it all the way up to the head, right?
Yeah, how close do you need to be?
Whispering in his ear.
Preferably as close as possible.
I'll just keep going though.
Who did you do the shared mind potion with?
I did it with Azrael.
Okay.
Just me and you, or Connor too?
I only have two. Maybe it would be better to use it between me and Connor. But I also wanted to be able to communicate with you guys if I needed to. I don't have any like telepathy spells. Do you?
That's it.
No. Is that a cantrip?
Yep. But it's only one light.
I'll just have like a signal. I'll be like this. Wait, can I reply to the message or no? Oh, damn.
Just hear it, and you know it's me. That's all you know.
Finally, which you're learning right now.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Could Modrak retroactively
Nah.
no sign language?
That's what
The
Mordrak
dragon
hears
turtle's
right
getting
now.
a call.
Yeah, that's how message comes in.
Yeah. I let go.
Like, oh, that's not the fucking sound of somebody calling you. That shit gives me a hard time.
Okay. You continue to push forward.
Yeah.
As you are pushing forward, you notice that it is getting much darker. There are a lot of these deep, dark, kind of like clouds that are near the top of the head. You can see the head every now and then move around, and it kind of does like this shake and jolt, and then you can kind of see it like tense up a little bit. The current is blocked pretty heavily, and you guys get about halfway. So you're probably like a good, I'd say, probably more than halfway. You're probably like a good 200 or so feet. And you can see like the base of his head, and you can see how you can kind of approach and get up close. I need both of you to make perception checks.
I ain't seen shit.
Did you open your eyes?
Oh shit. Dude.
Now do it.
It's okay, I'm good.
Moldrak.
Natural 20 for 30.
Okay.
Billy, I think you have to eat a
Opposite
warhead.
spectrum.
Opposite spectrum. Got it.
I think you have to eat a warhead. Everybody else did.
Do they all eat one?
It's kind of weird that you did it.
That's fine. Do you eat a warhead, Sean?
It's like, damn it, I thought I had some.
You ate a warhead?
See, he's
Yeah.
going right now, bro.
Oh, jeez.
I had 2.
Jerry's like 8 in.
Anyways,
Oh, he's popping them.
I actually had 3.
Almost said popping them like candy. It is candy.
Connor behind you isn't really able to see as well as you are. You guys could walk side by side, but it just seems better
Yeah, hold on a
if the
second.
current or whatever
Warhead
rushes through for
sucker.
you to be in front, so he's just kind of tucked behind you.
A warhead.
But as you're looking, you can see the top part of his head. There's something very unnatural about the smoke or like the cloud type energy that's there. It almost seems to be coming out from somewhere. You can see this like dark black energy that's like slowly rolling out of there, and then you're looking at it and you're watching it, and you can see that energy that's like rolling out from the top part of his head, almost like you can see the flat surface. It doesn't look like there's like a rock or anything crazy there. It just looks like this almost like split open veil of energy where you can see this kind of purple mirage inside of it, and this black cloud-like energy is like slowly rolling out, and as it is, it's curling up the neck, and then you look back at the neck and you can see it going up the neck across the shell a little bit, and then curling up to the top, and it looks like it's doing that across the sides and then kind of towards the underbelly of it as well. And then you even kind of look for a second and you can see this deep black silhouette of a creature that like puts one of those enlarged kind of claws out and then like pulls its way out of this veil and then climbs like underneath the neck before it disappears, and then you watch maybe 2 more do that, and they're like slowly kind of seeping out from within there.
I'm going to try to start moving a little faster.
Okay.
No way, he's running.
Yeah, I'll see shit. I'm going.
I'm just like,
You're standing there like, and he just starts fucking running past you.
he's on a rope. He's good. But with your skull.
You start to get closer and closer to this split open kind of veil that's in the center here where you can see these creatures rolling out of and the deep dark cloud energy rolling out of. Even underwater, you start to hear whispers in your ear as you're getting closer. You can kind of hear laughter, these chuckles. You can still hear that kind of sound, that dulled sound underwater, but the sounds that are in the back of your mind continue to persist. You can feel them kind of elevating and getting to be more and more the closer that you get. It doesn't seem to like let up much. It's almost like there's something inside of it calling you towards it as well. And it's probably at this point maybe 100, 150 feet.
What's the max range on this one? I can try to get closer. I'm gonna pull Connor forward. If you gotta make a save, this is the time to use hero dice. Continue to get maybe within like 100 feet of the portal.
Okay.
The opening, whatever it is.
You are there.
I'll put Connor like around in front of me and just like stand behind him in case he loses his footing.
Goldjar kind of points out what he saw before.
You see
He wants you to climb into the portal. Didn't you get that?
Connor kind of like understands, has an idea of something we can try and do. He takes out his staff and kind of like slams it onto the turtle's head a little bit, or head. We're on the head now.
Yeah.
So he's like puts it down and you start seeing this energy start swirling out from underneath him. It starts going up the staff to the top of the staff, and then he points it out towards this portal, and then kind of just says to himself, he's like, I sure hope this works. And then he casts 9th level Dispel Magic at the moment.
Okay. All right. So, as you point the staff outward,
If it doesn't work, you're toxic.
Him?
No.
No. We might have to try something else.
I'm gonna need you to roll to see if you can close it.
Guidance. Okay, add a D4.
Okay.
Is this like a check?
Just roll a nat 20 right now.
What's that?
Is this a check?
Yes.
Is it like intelligence? Or
It's
charisma?
based upon his thing, so it's
Spellcasting.
charisma.
Oh, I'm gonna do enhance ability equals splendor and give you advantage on charisma checks instead of guidance. So I don't think I can do both.
Roll
I would maybe still add hero
9
dice or two.
D6 right now.
Something like a 12th level spell or something?
Could be. I've lost my gumball.
They think that's funny.
Maybe one more.
Cock, that's
It
kind
landed
of cock.
on-
Bro,
I'm
I've never
saying,
seen
I'm
a-
saying it was a 6.
I've never seen a more cock. Wait, was it a 6? Why didn't you just push it down to just a 6?
Well, that's. Wait, what about your? Don't you add your charisma modifier?
Yep.
Because it's a check.
What you got?
It's better. If it ain't, we fucked. 27?
27.
I needed a 30. Sorry, bud.
It might be a 30.
It might be a 30.
Yeah.
You watch this.
Hey, but before he says anything,
Okay.
what are we thinking?
What?
Yeah,
Do we
don't
really
Go
think-
for the
what do we really
30?
think?
Or
Look.
oh, you're asking? Oh. I don't know. How many have you used? 2?
Hey,
Out of like your total pool?
Yeah, 3 ain't,
I haven't-
3 ain't much different. So I'm saying like 2 and 3 ain't much different.
Like as far as dice used?
Yeah, like
We do have what?
I say go for it.
We have 9 now.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's his answer.
This is a vote. You can't let your vote go to waste. Sean.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm voting yes.
I'm voting
Use
yes
one
also.
more.
I'm 2 people, so I vote twice.
30, if you're trying to roll against the spell.
We don't. Yeah.
We don't know what it is.
We don't know what it
It
is.
could just be a magical effect, but the DC might be 30 to beat it.
This might be like the highest level spell you can cast.
Did open a portal to hell.
Fuck it.
What's that supposed to
But
mean?
that sounds like you. That sounds like you already made it. What's your vote?
It doesn't matter. You guys all voted yes.
Did he vote yes? I'm still confused.
Did he? I'm not even. I'm not convinced.
Whether you say yes or no.
At this point, it doesn't.
He never
You're-
decided whether or not it was majority.
You're
It's just
assuming
a-
it's only based on majority.
Yeah, maybe it's like a
I say
whatever he
go for it.
feels like. Oh,
Well, there you go.
6, come on.
it's
Do you go again?
The two. It's only a 28.
It's your fault. You said, what's the difference between 2 and 3? A 1. That's the difference between 2 and 3. 1.
Can I add hero dice to his roll? Damn.
This is my last one. I'm not rolling anything after this. If it's a 1,
Don't
I
be
don't
another
care.
one.
If it's a 1, it's toxic.
Yeah. Thank God.
2.
Thank God, bro.
That was close.
For a grand total of?
30 exactly.
Okay.
Was it 35 though?
Hey, This gets up to like a 50.
You take the staff.
That has to be done.
The energy swirling
But
underneath
what's
you,
55 though?
how would you kind of describe the dispel magic energy? Like, what does it look like?
So the way I think about it is like there'll be a bunch of like stars, almost like a whole like galaxy swirling, and it forms towards the top of the staff, flies towards whatever you do, and then whatever it tries to do, it creates like a black hole and sucks in whatever magic
Okay.
that would be.
All right. As it starts to form underneath you, the galaxy, all of the stars, you can see and you can feel the force of magic that's coming from Connor. This moment, you've seen Connor do a lot of magic and very powerful spells. You've felt it sometimes, like through the damage or whatever it may be, like being
Yeah,
inside of a
it's a
meteor
meteor
or
on your
whatever
ass.
it is. But
Don't
there's
feel it.
something,
You feel it.
there's something about right now that is causing you to realize the true power that Connor actually holds. You watch the galaxy that's kind of underneath him start to swirl around, and you actually watch Connor kind of pick up off of his feet a little bit to where he's floating and the rope between you guys gets kind of taut. You kind of reach out and give like a quick, like, okay, making sure you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
He's completely focused on what he's doing. You can see like going up the kind of deep sea scaly neck of the turtle where the smoke is kind of rolling out. It's very obvious that all of this pouring out into Zaxria essentially, and it's very, very heavily affecting where you are. The smoke that, or dark cloud energy that's just kind of like rolling out of there, as the galaxy gets pushed and starts to swirl towards it, you can watch and you can even hear like the intensity of everything around you, like getting louder and louder and louder, like it's trying to fight back almost, and you can see it kind of like stop spinning, and it's almost like getting stuck where it is and almost goes to go in reverse. But you watch Connor take the staff and push it forward, and it just kind of pushes through it, and you watch all of that dark like energy that's surrounding it slowly start to get absorbed into the center of it and almost just like disappear as if it was going into a black hole. It keeps getting closer and closer to this portal where you can see the amounts of like dark cloud energy that are coming down the neck are slowly starting to kind of dissipate and like almost like fizzle and like crackle to where you can see it's getting broken up. You get to the point where the laughter is getting louder. You can hear the thoughts in the back of your mind, and Connor, you're fighting it as best you can, and you can actually feel it a little bit. You start to feel this like head rush almost coming to where your like back of your head feels like it just has this shooting pain in it, pretty equivalent to like how a migraine would be. You can feel the pressure in the front of your face from you just like pushing forward. You can see like veins in the bottom parts of Connor, like the backs of his forearms from him like just squeezing the staff and pushing forward. It gets to another point the closer you get to the portal that you can see this black cloud-like energy that is just trying to like fight back and push it away. The galaxy type dispel magic that is there is like even like flipping and like kind of like tossing around almost like it's going over waves from these clouds of dark black energy with it's like purple mixed into it, trying to just push it back, and as it like rolls over it, it almost like consumes it and just pulls all of that energy inside of it. At this point you see Connor push forward even more, and this time just with one hand as he's pushing, and then you watch slowly like where his ears are, you can see like this kind of faint red, almost cloudy liquid that is like dissipating into the water as it looks like his ears are kind of slightly bleeding. You can feel this pressure kind of building up in your head, and it's almost like it's fighting you. Like you can hear the laughter, the talking, everything trying to pierce your mind, and you're fighting it and doing it as best you can. This huge like scream comes into your ear, and then you watch more blood kind of pool out of Connor's ears, and for a second you're very worried that whatever he's trying to do is going to kill him. And you can see him like fighting every ounce of it. You go to reach up towards him, and you can almost feel this like force field of pressure that's pushing you back a little bit. But then as you see that, you watch Connor like push both hands forward and then like open his mouth and scream, and you watch bubbles just start to roll back, and as they do, the whole galaxy
as
itself.
That's happening, Moldrak would see, starting from Connor's feet up towards his head, slowly his like material body almost starts like ripping away, and slowly he sees like stars filling the outline of his figure, turning him into like almost like an astral like presence in front of him.
You see that happening, and for a second you're worried, but it seems that it is his like his energy is just improving, like his strength and what he's able to do. And as he's pushing it forward, with the bubbles like pushing out from him screaming, the galaxy itself swirling around across, most of that dark energy has just been consumed by it, and you can see at this point now that it is completely encapsulated where that veil has been kind of pierced inside of the kind of sea or the ocean here. And as it does, all of the laughter, all of the whispers, all of the sounds that you've been hearing in the back of your mind dissipate. For those of you that are on the surface, the water, like the rain that's just pouring down, kind of slows up before it becomes this kind of dull, very quiet forest around you. You don't hear any like creatures or anything, but you can see the sea. You even start to see a little bit of the moon appearing as the clouds disappear. You guys underwater.
Yeah, I'm gonna come up behind and just like catch him under the arm as he kind of
You
comes
watch
down.
him just start to like float down a little.
The staff kind of just disappears, and then he kind of turns back to his normal self and just passes out. Extreme pressure.
Him being unconscious, you're holding him. He's kind of in and out of it, like he's making sure. You see Miyazaki at the front, his head kind of like doing, as like you were doing all of that, his head was just like thrashing about. You guys could see bubbles that were just like rolling up, and like there's like this wave that was happening in the front of the turtle there. You look over and you can see where that veil was. It's still there. But all of the energy that was pulling out of it doesn't seem to be able to do so anymore. It almost seems that there's like some sort of like reverse process to where like whatever was coming out no longer can, but there's the possibility of going in because it looks like a portal.
Okay. I'm gonna continue up the head.
Okay.
And as I say that, as I do, I'm gonna, in my brain, say to Azrael, there was some sort of a portal on the head. Connor managed to stop it from spewing out whatever it was spewing out, but it's still here. If we ever decided to go through it, I'm gonna go see if I can maybe talk to this creature.
The effects seem to have disappeared a little bit up here, so.
Okay, that's good. Maybe he'll just lift his head up to the surface. Yeah, I'm gonna climb my way to I'm just gonna like kind of backpack Connor and just climb my way to the front of it.
Okay.
So is there pretty like good visibility up here now?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of nightmare then fly like out past the like where the head I think would be coming up from.
Okay.
If he does come up.
All right. As you start to approach up towards the head of Miyazaki, you can see kind of bubbles that are slowly starting to form up and around the head. It's a little difficult to see like features on the front unless he's like turned to the side, but you can see that and feel even everything kind of slowing down. Like He's not like, you don't even see the fins as much like pushing out. You can kind of like see him like a little bit like just to the side as he's just like moving them back and forth, like slightly like floating here. You kind of feel it raising up a little bit, like you're getting closer to the surface of the water. You guys that are on the island itself can feel it like stopping almost, like you almost have to like stop yourself, like if you're on a boat or like in a car and it stops suddenly, like you're kind of jolted back a little bit or forward. As you correct yourself and are standing here and start to feel it raise up, it's like almost like going up a roller coaster and it's like slightly going up, slow and slow. Once it gets to a point, you can start to see all this water just like running off the sides of the shell, and you can see it better than anybody. Like looking back, once you get up towards the front and realize that you're outpacing the island itself, Mizak, essentially, to where you can see the island as he's like picking up like all of the sides. There's just like this huge amount of water that's just like rushing off the sides like a waterfall almost. And then you can start to see the base of the neck, this kind of deep sea green color. And then as it comes up more and more, you actually see the head of Mizak crest out of the water, and it's all just kind of like pouring down of the like the sides of the head, the large like shield type like carapace that it has on the top. And then you can see Moldrak and Connor like on the base of the neck, or like rather the base of the head. Connor appears to just kind of be like dangling over Moldrak's back. You can't really make out too much of what's going on. All of you guys that are on his back itself, like looking out, can see his head and him kind of like turning and looking around. The first thing he sees is you just flying out in front of him, essentially. Still at the top of his head, directly above it, is that portal. It seems to just be like stuck in there somehow. Like it's just like locked in above his head.
Can I like go and inspect like his scales beneath where it is? Like look for maybe something lodged in there or something of that nature?
Yeah. Make a investigation check. It's pretty good.
18?
18?
Yeah.
Okay.
I only have a +1. So.
There are, as you're like walking up, it kind of takes you a minute to get there, but initially him seeing you, just like looking upward, speaks, but you can't comprehend what comes from his mouth. It's kind of like this very deep, like, and you're just flying out in front of him.
Connor, wake up.
You can almost feel the vibration coming from the mouth.
Can I understand him?
Yeah. It says, "Who are you, mortal?"
Hello?
When I hear that, I'm gonna run towards the head. Can I like jump onto the neck and run to the head? Is that like okay?
Yep, you can do that.
And then once I kind of get towards where his face would be, I guess, I'm going to use that rope that I had to rappel down and look into his eyeball and then answer his question and just tell him that we're the keepers. We're trying to figure out what's going on on the island, on his back, I guess.
Again, as Chelonia, you watch him kind of running up, the dragon turtle just staring up at you. You see Chelonia kind of like sprinting out as he can understand what's being said and understands that most everybody doesn't really understand it. Seems that Zarvax could understand it. Connor's a little incapacitated at the time, and you're kind of trying to just like wake him up. But in the meantime, as Chelonia gets up to there, he kind of drifts down. You can see the eye. Chelonia's probably about this big, if that, to like where the eye is, like maybe like that. Just very, very tiny, but you can see the eye like slowly like roll around and look over towards you.
He blinks and
He's got like
kills
a
you.
fuzzy in his eye or something.
Yeah, just like shakes.
It swings into the eye when he catches a breeze. Blink.
Again, it's garbled almost to you, like you don't understand it, but you understand as he speaks again. Is it you that saves me from this madness?
I point to Moldrak and Connor like
On his back?
yeah, just like hey, it was Connor, but we're all here to help. try to close this portal. Can you tell us more about what this is on the top of your head?
He just kind of like rolls his eyes back. As you see the eyes kind of trying to roll and look back, you just watch as the eye itself is just like rolling in the socket, and it's just like right in front of you, and you're looking at it, and it's huge essentially. There's still water kind of slowly rolling off the top of his head. There was a demon lady. She caused me great madness. Of how I am unsure. The brief moments of sanity that I had, I watched many dragonborn kin drop down into the water and become consumed in whatever was above me.
Might have to go save them.
Do you think they're still alive inside?
I'm not sure. I feel like I can feel them, but
Okay. Do you know of any other portals like this that you can feel on you, or is it just this one?
I feel the dark presence. There are other avenues of teleportation that have been built and used upon me for years.
World turtle.
Okay. I'm gonna climb up
What's he saying?
the rope and communicate that information to the group here. But basically, all the Dragonborn that we couldn't find, they got pulled into this portal.
Well, we gotta go in, right?
Well, he thinks they're still alive in there.
How far away are me and Zarfrax right now?
Far enough to where you can't hear shit.
I'm gonna like.
Hey, you think we should walk over there, man?
He's looking the other way.
Zarfrax.
Huh? Oh,
Zarfrax
what
swinging
the?
his arms and shit. You didn't see the whole turtle come
No,
up?
I felt something rush. I thought someone was charging us. Turned around.
You thought it was behind us?
Yeah.
You didn't feel it from the
We're
front?
good. We're good. Let's go.
Well,
Okay,
we should
well-
probably go check on everyone. Azrael, could you maybe, I don't know how much time you have left, but could you scout and see if any of the Dragonborn are just back, or I don't know if they just all went and were gone, or if some of them were hiding. I mean,
yeah,
I think
sure.
we should all make our way back and talk to Magus Zor, but
Do you want me to go back to him?
no, I mean, I think we should all probably just head back there, but
Alright, I'm gonna run back down my rope.
just like a cursory scouting.
I'm gonna tell the big turtle here that we're going to go back and try to find any Dragonborn still on the island, and then we're gonna come back, and if there's a signal that we can give for you to lift your head so that we can access the portal to try to either get rid of it or go into it.
Call for me in Draconic.
Damn,
We didn't even try that.
I should have tried that. Should have had Zarvax do it.
I'm too fixated on the fact that he's a turtle. I don't know why. He's a dragon, but I
Think he's got a breath weapon?
I don't want to see it.
I'll
That's why he's a
climb
breath
up
weapon.
and
What's up?
oh, I just told him that we're going to see if any of the Dragonborn have come back, and then when we come back, we just have to say his name in Draconian, and he'll lift his head up so we
Hey-
can
hey,
access
guys.
that portal.
What's happening? What we doing?
Oh,
Also, why was there so
there's
like a
just found
loud
out that-
gargling noise for so like that? Is he okay?
We
The
just
big
found out
turtle
Dragon
or
Turtle's
dragon?
favorite snacks are halfling.
he did just tell us that, yeah.
No, he did.
Yeah.
When you, he's,
Yeah.
Look how big.
And why do you
It's
think
like-
there's not as many left as
It's
there
like
used
a
to be?
little warhead, a little sour warhead.
They actually feed him. Like, they have to feed him a certain amount of halflings every...
What? I feel like you would get
Every
more.
solstice.
I feel like a human's like about this. Just a bigger
He said
half-
something about it not being the same taste.
Did you guys didn't tell him that I was here, right? Like, He doesn't know that you guys have that.
I think he said something about being able to sense the presence of any halflings around.
Where's the bag?
Which one?
Yeah, the one it goes to like a pocket dimension or whatever. You think I can go in there for a little bit?
Sure.
Seems safer than here. I'm going back actually.
Okay.
I think
How long did it take to get out here?
I
Like
think I saw it.
5 hours or something?
Yep.
You want me to just go back and tell him? It's gonna be like another, pretty much a whole day before I get back.
Yeah.
What time is it? Can we tell now?
The moon's
Yeah,
out.
it's dark. The moon's out. It's dark.
Well, I mean, do we want to go back and rest or no?
I don't know, made a little campsite.
Okay.
Connor okay?
I
That's pretty.
think he's
see
okay.
Blood from his nostrils, his ears.
He's.
I think he's fine.
You think he looks bad? Like,
He's
really
like this.
bad.
Hole in my shoulders.
Should have seen it was crazy. There was this galaxy, this big
Only take
black
a fly,
sphere,
an hour to
and
get
it
back?
sucked in all the shadows.
Yeah,
Crazy.
probably like an hour there.
And his body, like his skin ripped off, and it was all starry. It was crazy.
Is he okay? Is he alive?
I mean,
right now?
does he look okay?
No, but like
He's got his skin
I
back
think it lasts
though.
a day.
he does have.
Yeah,
it
I
does
think
seem
it's
like he has
24
his
hours,
skin back.
right?
He looks like he could be. Did you check if he was alive?
There was a lot going on. I'm
We
gonna
should
be
probably-
honest.
Somebody
I didn't
check if he's
check.
alive. I can't get up there. I was like, no.
Is he breathing?
Yeah.
He's breathing,
Okay,
so
breathing's fine.
can't be that bad.
Yeah. I've actually seen people look worse than that. So.
I don't know. Do you want to look at him, Chelonia?
I just look at him and he's okay.
See?
Not much I can
The medical guy says he's okay.
Just look.
I knew I was doing the right thing.
Blood go through his ears.
do.
I think it stopped. I don't
he's
think
crying.
it's
Blood tears too. That just doesn't seem.
powerful magic. What do you want me to do?
No blood from the eyes, just the nose and ears. That's a lot of pressure.
Okay. Well, if you want to go scout it out, see if there's any Dragonborn that have returned.
He's pretty much already
Oh,
gone.
he's gone.
Yeah.
Oh,
You should talk to me, but
yeah. All right.
Oh yeah.
So,
That's right.
You just left without saying goodbye. I appreciate that. See you when you get back. Hopefully we'll be faster with flying. Hopefully it's not rude of us to cut down one of these trees for some firewood.
You want?
Feel better.
You want to ask him? It seemed like you were having a conversation or something.
I'm assuming his head is good back below the water at this point. Are we
We'd
still
be
on
underwater.
head?
Yeah, we're
You're
still
on that.
Oh, we're still on head. I mean, I can ask, but I think we're okay.
I feel like you know, maybe don't ask.
Ask for forgiveness.
What do you think, Zarbrax? Are we okay to cut down one of those trees? Do they ever cut down those trees, or like are they sacred or something?
I don't think they're sacred.
Okay. Well, there we go. Let's go cut down a tree. Oh no! I'm about to plant a lawn of trees.
Okay.
How many races of people can we eliminate from the game?
9.
Where exactly are you heading?
Talk to Zor, right? Is his name?
Yeah, Grand Magus Zor.
That palace or whatever, right there.
Okay. Just kind of skip through that. You guys begin to rest, kind of set up a little camp, if you will, over in this little spot that you had the campfire. A little bit of time passes. You can see Mizak is kind of just enjoying having his sanity back, swimming about, before he
barrel rolls.
before he begins to descend back into the water. It's not out for very long. You begin to fly back. It takes you probably a good hour, 15 minutes maybe, before you reach the palace. Once you do, you make your way inside. You can see Zolta is kind of like sitting down, holding her forehead. Grand Magus Zor is sitting at one of the seats at the table, the council table. Once you've made your way inside, what sort of ungodly creature is that? He's talking about the nightmare.
Disrespect the nightmare like that. Shoot this guy.
It's not about me.
I'm a
That's my
human.
steed.
You can wait outside.
Outside. I'll be right back.
A little fire comes out of the nose as it walks away.
Don't tag anyone.
That's him throwing hands in
Well, as
someone's
you can kind of
face.
see, it's improved a little bit around here.
Yes, Zolta seems to have a bit more of her wits with her.
We spoke to Mizek. He believes that, well, there was like a portal on his head.
A
And
portal to where?
who knows? But he believes a lot of the Dragonborn souls were being pulled into it.
You ain't got your soul.
So the rest of my companions are by the head still, where it is. Probably gonna have to go in. I don't know if you want to send any aid to go looking for them, your people or not, but if you have any guidance, words of advice.
I'll send her.
Kind of looks to Zolta. Well, right now this is my people. There always needs to be a Dragonborn here, and I can't leave it to Zolta. I'll remain. You do as you do, I guess, and we'll speak of payment when you return for your mercenary type work. It's much appreciated, but we'll make sure you're paid and on your way.
Thanks.
We're just gonna have words about that.
Alright, I guess we'll
If this
head
guy
back here.
ceases to exist
We'll
while
come back,
everybody
or
else is here.
let you know what happened.
I'll be here.
Sure is a very
We don't know
friendly
what
place that we're gonna
happened.
go to, but we saw a few of those, I don't know if you've seen them, those shadow creature things.
I've seen a lot over the past few days. Not really sure what's real and what's not, but
Yeah,
I
they
can
were
already feel my mind becoming more sharpened.
they were causing us to attack each other. It's not good. But Mizak seems better, he's healthier now or whatever, better spirits.
Well, that's good at least.
Anyway, I'm just gonna head back now.
Good. You have a job to do.
Yep,
Thank you for your work.
yep, no problem. Yep. Alright, see you later.
I'm taking it with me.
You make your way back outside.
Yep. Make sure you didn't damage anything.
Yep, no, everything seems to be fine.
Let's head back. Sorry you couldn't come in. They don't like anything that isn't a dragon, so.
Putting fire horses closer to a dragon than a human. I just wanted to, we're making connections.
Breathes fire, can fly.
Yeah. Honestly, pretty much a dragon.
Tell Mulder I'm on my way back. I don't know if he's asleep or not, but.
Okay, keep an eye out for anybody in the streets or anything as you pass the city.
Okay. I didn't see anyone on the way in, so.
Alright.
Make a perception check.
19.
19. Okay. You guys begin to, like I said, rest. Kind of take it easy. You definitely feel a lot better. You almost have this exhaustion just from the emotional and like psychological stress you were suffering while walking through here. Didn't really endure too much physically, but you almost feel more drained than you do after like a long, hard fight right now. Just sitting down, sharing food amongst each other and drinks, and just kind of relaxing around this fire, kind of trying to keep things light, joking amongst one another, talking about halflings being a snack for the dragon turtle. You guys laugh and kind of relax for a little while as you wait for Azrael to return. Azrael, as you are flying over, you make it over the market district, probably about a quarter of the way, and you're kind of looking down, and you can see through one of the like alleyways, there's kind of like this larger kind of street, and then you can see what appears to be somebody that walks and like goes into one of the alleys.
Oh, shit. I'll go down.
All right.
Probably gonna not get mugged.
It's 3 people and one of the people is a criminal.
You make your way
Honestly,
down.
worth it.
It is.
One was a
It
politician,
is dark.
so-
Are you on the back of the nightmare still, or? So you
Get
have.
off of him.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I'm not getting off.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say. Standing on the back of the nightmare, you have a little bit of light that's like emitting down this alley. Once you reach the one that you thought you saw, you can see there's actually almost like 2 buildings that are pretty close. There's probably only like a good maybe 8 or so foot, probably 10. I'd say like 10 feet wide that this gap is, but you can't really see beyond like where these buildings kind of extend because of the way the darkness is kind of coming in, like from it being nighttime. But you see this like single light kind of like flare up, and you can kind of hear this almost like a flint. You could recognize it to be like a flint box, like to like light a cigar or something. You can kind of hear it like snapping and clicking. You can see it. Then you hear the like the light from something lighting. You see this cigar that's lit. There's this smoke that kind of rolls out. You can kind of see it come out of like what appear to be nostrils. You can't really make out too much of a form, but you kind of lean in and look a little closer and your heart almost drops. Been a long time, brother. And that's where we'll pick it up next time.
Woo! That was cool.
It is him.
I knew it was you.
Thank you for watching. If you were, make sure you follow so you can put in the
excited for that.
giveaway. And make sure you tune in when we play next to watch where this goes. Make sure you check out our YouTube as well. There's a bunch of some good stuff on there.
I'm excited to see.
Take it easy. See you around.
So yeah.